Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Chocolate. Thank you for the sub, Tim. Hope everybody's having a good day, man. God bless everybody here. Um, Happy holidays, man. Happy holidays. Hope everybody's having a blessed day. Let's see if I can't make this bigger. Come on now. Just a tish. Set it right here. All right. All right, guys. We are gonna get into everything. So we're gonna react to Candace's stream from yesterday. Apparently, it was damning. Um, I'm gonna record it like this today because it is what it is. You can do this, Chocolate. Thank you for the subscription, brother. You can do this though. Don't ever think you can't, man. Just don't ever stop. Continue to post shorts. Continue to do live streams whenever you can, whenever you're eligible, man. Just continue to run it up. Make sure you guys double tap that screen, get those likes up. Um, but you can do it, bro. Don't ever think you can't do it. Yesterday I said I was gonna stream horizontally, but the views aren't there. I feel like if I'm gonna stream and I'm gonna need to get views. We do better this way when it comes to people maybe super chatting and helping us reach our goal and all this other stuff. I'm just gonna end up just doing videos separately outside of these streams I'm doing here. So this will be like the more long format. We're gonna go over the Candace Owen stream. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that, and then you'll have the videos that come out that might already have to do with what we went over on stream, if it was interesting enough, or you know what I'm saying. Like, so this stream is gonna be like us watching it real time, but um, the videos that come out will just be recorded differently. It's gonna be a pain in the ass though to record it, so I think I'm gonna do them from different computers. Um, Thank you to the Draw Aviation for the subscription. God bless. Um, but yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over this. And yeah, so apparently yesterday I seen a little clip. I didn't even watch the stream, man. Apparently she was showing some pictures of what her and Charlie were talking about, or showing her on her phone, and it was pretty interesting. So I figured we'd go over the stream. We'll go over some other stuff as well. Yesterday when I went and got my daughter from school, I found it funny. Oh, free appetizer. I found it funny how my youngest, not my oldest. I wonder if my oldest had one in her backpack. I guess I didn't look deep enough. But my daughter has a celebrating our Constitution and U.S. citizenship, U.S. or September 17th, 1787 book in her backpack. I thought that was pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. Make sure you guys double tap that screen. Show some love and support, man. We're gonna get into this. Thank you to everybody who supported the stream yesterday when I was streaming horizontally. Yeah, we're gonna get into this. I'm gonna go grab some water and then we're gonna run it up. I finally got done everything I need to get done my LLC, so that's good. Yesterday was interesting. That's why I didn't really upload anything. I accidentally fell asleep while things were uploading. But then my daughter, it was the 2 year, or it was a year anniversary yesterday, marks the day I got custody of my two daughters. So yeah, it was a good day. Made some ham dinner, stuff like that. But we are on the road to 10,000 subs, guys. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, join the See Me Now family, hit the notification bell after you hit the subscription button so you can always be a part of every single live stream. Double tap your screen. Pop, pop. If you already know me and you don't like me, just double tap my face, act like you're hitting me in the face so you can get those likes up and help support your boy, get me in the algorithm. We are on the road to 10,000 subs, but most importantly, we're on the road to 100,000. We're trying to get that plaque. So everybody make sure you support your boy for the fine work I try and do on here. And as well as if you feel like you want to go out of your way and go farther than just a subscription and a like, you can either become a member, tier 1, See Me Now Soldier, tier 2, See Me Now General, or you can go ahead and hit the super chat button. YouTube does take a brutal 30%, so you can do the Streamlabs link in the description and send your money that way so I get the whole donation. The donation wall is behind me, so if you guys want to get your name on the wall behind me through super chatting or sending your donation through Streamlabs, feel free to do that. And yeah, let's get into it. Shh, guys. There's some construction workers across the street.
Guys, happy Tuesday. I'm going to ask you a question. It's actually a riddle that we're all familiar with. What came first, the chicken or the egg? That's what's on my mind. That's what's on my mind really all day, because yesterday we were explaining to you guys this sort of random coincidence, maybe not a coincidence, of the FBI seemingly choosing to work in offices that are kind of being run by like French royalty in essence, right? These old French American families. Now, why would our FBI do that? Surely they would have been aware that they were choosing to work in buildings that might potentially have some foreign interests. But then you know what? It clicked. The chicken came before the egg. Of course, don't be ridiculous. That's the answer to the riddle. LOL to the American history that's taught to us in the public schools. The French helped to establish the United States. They came over and they helped us win our big independence from the big bad Brits. And then what? They just left us alone. It was just an act of charity. Like, we're good. We want nothing in return. We just want you guys to be free. Does that make sense to you? Come on. Turns out, actually, and you may have known this, maybe I'm just American ignorant, but our FBI was founded by the French. In theory, the FBI really is in France's building over in Wilmington, if you think about it, for a long time. And I have been thinking about this for a long time. So welcome back to Candace.
All right. Good thing I caught it. We're not going to play that intro. Try and take my money from me. All right, we're going to turn this on quick. My bad, y'all. Show some love and support. I'm going to change that just to stop fucking hearing you guys say that in the chat, man. Straight up.
Because, you know, we ran that poll wondering whether or not the public agreed with me about...
Make sure you guys double tap that screen, man. It is 9:47 my time. Let's try and hit 100 likes. Let's try and hit 100 likes within 60 minutes. So everybody double tap your screens, hit the subscribe button, join the See Me Now family. Show some love and support. And let's get into it.
My lawsuit, me being...
And I have something to say about Candace too in a minute here. I'm going to do something and then we're going to get on Candace's ass because it's starting to get to the point. I want to watch this episode before I say anything because I haven't really, seen it. But I'm getting to my limit with Candace and how she's doing her show. So, yeah.
Filed by Brigitte Macron, me being sued by Brigitte and Emmanuel Macron, and whether or not it was just one big federal setup meant to bankrupt me. And here is an answer that we got in the comment section. Look at this. I believe that the purpose of Macron's lawsuit was that it was supposed to go nowhere because Candace was supposed to have been assassinated before the case got to court. Then they could forever claim that Candace was lying, which is evident by the fact that they were suing her for quote-unquote defamation before someone had killed her. This was their plan, but I pray that it has now been foiled. I had never considered that, and that hit really deeply, and that is a dark thought. And I think now I'm wondering, I have a lot of questions. Everything feels different in this post-Charlie Kirk world. Where to begin? How about we should talk about the founding of America? Because, man, those Catholic priests that I was telling you about, they were unbelievably correct. I told you guys a long time ago how when I was considering whether or not I should be Orthodox or Catholic, but I knew that I was sort of done with Protestantism, I had been taking instruction from these priests in Europe and in the UK, and one of the fathers is a real bookworm, right? Kind of this cantankerous Englishman, no time for the American education system whatsoever. And he said to me quite famously, "You Americans know nothing of your own history. Your country was founded by Freemasons." And that just kind of permanently now echoes in my ear because boy, was he right. A war that had been sort of waging
Shush.
across Europe for centuries had then spilled into America. It was largely a spiritual war. It was really a theological war. That's what I'm starting to realize. That's why America never really had an appetite for Orthodox or Catholicism,
There.
because the Catholics and the Orthodox have kept.
There. Now y'all can't talk crap about how, oh, what does this have to do with any music? Your name is Kanye Music. Bruh, I just changed it. It's See Me Now. This channel is See Me Now. See Me Now Media. Thank you for the 11 likes. We just need 89 more to go. 89 more beautiful people. Double tap that screen. Let's get to 100 likes right off rip. If you guys want me to read your chats, send your super chats through. I will read them towards the end of this live stream. We're going to get through it, though, and I have some shit to say about Candace.
History. They know what was going on in Europe, not the fake history that's packaged and sold to Americans.
Why are you being
they
racist in
know
the chat?
what the
That's
Freemasons
wild.
were up to. Freemasons who caused all of those revolutions against really the Christian empire across Europe. The idea really, I now think, is keep Americans fat and dumb and drugged and propagandized, right? And then when we need to, use their men to mass murder other Christians overseas. That's the big picture that I'm beginning to see. All of this to say, did you know that our FBI was founded by Charles Joseph Bonaparte? I had no idea. I hate to be American ignorant, but I had no idea. And yes, that man was the founder. And yes, that is like Napoleon Bonaparte. His grandfather, Charles's grandfather, was Napoleon Bonaparte's brother. This is his great uncle. Napoleon Bonaparte was his great uncle, which makes it kind of hilarious, right? Because our tip yesterday from that person in Wilmington, Delaware, was asserting that the FBI had these offices, these kind of hidden offices, maybe kind of in buildings that appear to be in part controlled by French American families who might have some conflicted interests. Particularly, we were discussing the DuPont family, right? Mentioning the DuPont family led to a flurry of tips coming out of Delaware. It was incredible. People in Wilmington saying, yeah, no, they own kind of everything, like everything, hospitals, schools, buildings, you name it, it is theirs. And then we received some more tips from people who were invested in sort of the urban legends of the DuPont family. They were telling us, hey, I went to school with DuPonts. Like, there's a lot of stories there. And these stories sound a lot like what you were covering in your Becoming Brigitte series. You remember, actually, right before we had been sort of interrupted in Becoming Brigitte series 2, season 2, we were speaking about Eric Dupont Moretti, and we were speaking about how he was kind of known, made a name for himself, making an argument for happy incest. Yeah. People were telling us, like, hey, this DuPont family, there's a lot going on there, and they've also maybe been involved in some murder.
I swear, though, DuPont is such a familiar name. When I heard it yesterday, it's like, it is such a familiar name.
Again, this was DuPont folklore, if you will. But then more emails came in, and you know what? It's not entirely folklore, okay? It's really just not. This is actually an article that appeared in Vanity Fair, so let's read it together. And I'm going to issue a trigger warning right at the top because it is disturbing. Today's episode in general, I should say, is not for the faint of heart. Here's the headline. DuPont heir gets no prison time for raping 3-year-old daughter.
That's crazy. Wow. A lot of you guys must have dyslexia if you can't read the chat and see it's SEEMENOW, not Seaman now, but okay. Yeah, that's how I knew DuPont came from, but I knew that there was a scandal like this, and that's what I was. She just brought it up. I was looking it up right now on this other MacBook down here. You guys, as you guys know, as we're watching on this MacBook, I have this other one that I'm doing research on. But yeah, that's crazy. How could you even hurt? I have a 3-year-old daughter right now. Like, that's just scum of the earth. Deserves the death penalty.
Okay. And the person who emailed this over said, this has actually kind of lived in me for over a decade because I was so disturbed by the story, and you should read this. And it tells us that Robert Richards IV was in 2009 convicted of raping his 3-year-old daughter 7 years after she, who was just 5, told relatives that she didn't want her father.
Dude, why do all these guys look exactly the same? Like, why do all these, like, pedophilic pieces of shit look the same? I just don't understand it. 79 more people just need to double tap that screen. And show some love and support, man. Let's get to 100 likes. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, man. Happy holidays. especially up here in North Dakota, man. The Christmas spirit is coming on, man. We got the Christmas tree up, bunch of lights around. It's feeling good, man. I love this time of year, man.
To be touching her anymore. Then it says, in an alarming twist, the judge who sentenced the heir to the DuPont fortune let him off with no jail time, arguing that the 6'4" Richards will not fare well in prison. That was the argument that the lawyer made, and the courts in Delaware found that to be valid. So instead of sentencing him for prison for raping a toddler, it goes on and tells us that Judge Jan Durden ruled that Richards would benefit from treatment instead. Critics
Dude,
have since noted that such treatment is usually offered only to drug addicts.
Happy holidays, Tommy. Hope you're having a good one, man. God bless. Make sure you guys double tap that screen, man. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Most importantly, we're on the road to 100,000. We're trying to get that silver plaque. But first of all, we're setting small goals to achieve them so we feel good about ourselves. So hit that subscribe button, man. Just become a part of the family. Hit the notification bell. I want to see your beautiful faces in here every single day. Double tap that screen, man. Get those likes up. We just need 73 more likes. But anyways, yeah, no, I'm sick of hearing that these guys can like get treatment. Like, how does a person R-word a 3-year-old that is his daughter, and you're like, no, I think he needs treatment. I think he'll be better off going to treatment instead of going to prison. I mean, dude, it's the same. It's just people who are trying to protect these people, man. And these people, the same people who are trying to protect these people, are probably doing the same things that this guy was doing. And it's ridiculous. So sick and tired of hearing that these guys can be rehabilitated, man. We need a special kind of prison for these people, man. We need a sentence that takes them off this earth, in my opinion. The wood chipper, like J.D. DeLay would say.
Or those in possession of child pornography, not convicted rapists. And the details of the case became public this month when Richard's ex-wife sued him for damages related to the abuse of their daughter. Here is how the News Journal describes the convicted rapist in this case. Quote, Richards, who is unemployed and supported by a trust fund, owns a 5,800 square foot mansion in Greenville that he bought for $1.8 million in 2005. He also lists a home in the exclusive North Shores neighborhood near Rehoboth Beach, according to the state's sex abuse registry. Tells us that his great-grandfather is the DuPont family patriarch, Irénée DuPont, and his father is Robert H. Richards, a retired partner in the Richards, Lawton, Layton, and Finger law firm. Now, I already know what you're going to say.
How much money do you think is in his trust? How much money do you think is in his trust? I bet you has a shit ton of money in that trust.
Hey, Candace, is that the law firm that's filing the paperwork for you? And the answer to that is yes. And I did not know that no until literally yesterday, because Richards didn't sound to me like DuPont. So I had not put 2 and 2 together as I was doing this episode talking about the DuPont family. I hadn't realized that the people that are filing paperwork for me, or rather the founder of that firm, the founding partner of that firm, who's since retired, is DuPont. It's the DuPont family. So makes sense, because as the people in Delaware are telling us, everything is DuPont. The Vanity Fair article continues. The heir to the DuPont chemical fortune, and to be clear, that is what they specialize in, chemicals that are used in war. We're going to get more into that later. Also admitted to sexually assaulting his infant son. He was initially charged with 2 counts of second-degree child rape, which would have carried a mandatory 20-year prison term if convicted. Richards, again accused of raping 2 of his own children, was instead released on a $60,000 bail and eventually copped a plea deal that involved him admitting that he had abused his children, but received that lesser charge of 4th-degree rape. Okay. Now, the article goes on to tell us that this is hardly the first time that the DuPont family has found itself the focus of unsavory headlines. John DuPont shot Olympic wrestler David Schultz dead in the driveway of the family's mansion in 1996. 2 years later, the decomposing body of a Las Vegas prostitute was found stuffed in the air conditioner of a seedy motel. She was killed by...
What? Okay, this is too much to listen to at once. Hold
on. We're going to get more into that later. Also admitted to sexually assaulting his infant son. He was initially charged with 2 counts of second-degree child rape, which would have carried a mandatory 20-year prison term if convicted. Richards, again...
So it was the same guy did this to his son.
Accused of raping 2 of his own children, was instead released on a $60,000 bail and eventually copped a plea deal that involved him admitting that he had abused his children, but received that lesser charge of 4th-degree rape. Okay. Now, the article was on...
Mind's mouth, I agree with you, bro. 100%. We just need 69 more likes to get to 100 likes, man. Thank you guys for running it up right away. I appreciate all of you guys. Yeah, this is ridiculous and sickening. But this is like the reality of these people who are high up in industries and have money and all this other shit. I mean, look at Jeffrey Epstein, how he got to go to prison, then leave or whatever, and all this other like shit. Like, dude, oh, I just can't deal. I cannot hear about these people doing it without getting mad because I have two daughters of my own. One's 6, one's 3. And if anyone even touched a hair on their head, there would be like a issue that would be solved with the number 55, and then I think there's a 6 at the end of it.
Tell us that this is hardly the first time that the DuPont family has found itself the focus of unsavory headlines. John DuPont shot Olympic wrestler David Schultz dead in the driveway of the family's mansion in 1996. 2 years later, the decomposing body of a Las Vegas prostitute was found stuffed in the air conditioner of a seedy motel. She was killed by 3 hired.
Oh, wow. You guys are really running it up. Thank you guys so much, man. Just 60 more likes. We'll be at 100 likes, man. Double tap that screen. Appreciate y'all, man.
Hands. As Dominic Dunn reported in Vanity Fair, the money traced back to the DuPont family. It appeared that Lisa.
Okay, I get that you're going. Okay, so the only reason why I'm covering you, Candace, is for the Charlie Kirk stuff. And I get maybe you want to cover other things on your show, but I know you're going to try to tie this into Charlie Kirk. Let's get into it, please. Like, I get that they're a bad family, whatever. Like, get into how they're connected, please.
Dean, who is a DuPont, didn't approve.
Like before every single live stream, all she does is text out on Twitter, oh, this stream is going to be very explosive. I have new evidence that's going to shock the world. Just fucking put it together quickly, please. Like, or just drop all the evidence. Quit tagging us along, man, because I would love to stop covering her as much as I can.
Of her drug-addicted son dating a drug-addicted Vegas sex worker, so she and her husband, Christopher Mosley, had her killed. Both John DuPont and Mosley died in prison. Okay, great, cool. France in the story. We've got an alleged murder for hire. I guess not an alleged murder. It's not alleged, it's just murder for hire. We've got incest. We've got Jeffrey Epstein's ties to France. I'm just kind of noticing a theme here, if you will. A theme here that makes me a little bit uncomfortable. Are you feeling uncomfortable? Because you should be feeling uncomfortable, especially if you're me. Okay, and you find out, really, by the grace of God, that there was this plot to murder me, okay? I'm just not liking all of this coincidence. It's starting to feel like a conspiracy, if I'm being honest with you. And we should get back to our map now because it's getting a little squishy in Wilmington, Delaware. I'm feeling claustrophobic in Wilmington, Delaware, and I've never even been there, okay? So here's our block. We've got couple of blocks here, and we've told you yesterday we've got this FBI suite in this building that's actually owned by the Wilmington Trust at 500 Delaware Avenue. We've got Brigitte Lawyers at 919 North Market Street. Also in that building happens to be Stacey Sheridan's registered agent. That's Stacey Sheridan of Turning Point USA. We're going to talk about her in a second. We've got the Wilmington Trust actual location, which is at 1100 North Market. We told you about this crane, this red crane at 1100 North King Street, and that's Bracebridge Complex, which is supposed to house Insight headquarters, and they've got a French CEO. It's just a lot happening here. And again, now having a registered agent.
Welcome in, Tom. Not doing too bad, man. It's happy holidays. I love this time of year, man, especially in North Dakota. All the snow coming down right at the perfect time when Christmas is coming. Got the Christmas tree up, got lights all around. Feels really good, man. I feel like, and not only that, yesterday was the year anniversary that I got custody of my 2 daughters. So, kind of celebrated that by making ham dinner, mashed potatoes, corn, whatever. It was a good night last night. Watched a movie with the kids. You know, I just love, I mean, the best thing to ever do is just sit with your kids and have one on each arm. You know what I'm saying? But that's, you know, it's just an awesome time of year. I feel like that's why I'm more in the holiday spirit too, more than ever, is because, you know, yesterday was the year anniversary I got my kids. And not only that, but it's Christmas, man. It's a good time of year, a good spirit, and I'm not going to let anyone ruin my spirit. But yeah, man, we just need 54 more likes to get to 100. I appreciate you guys, man. You guys are awesome. You guys are really running it up today. We haven't even been live for 30 minutes, and we're almost to 50 likes. So thank you so much. Right on, me too. Thanks, congrats. I live in Minot for a few years. Hell yeah, Minot's a nice town. I love Fargo and Grand Forks. I'm not gonna dox where I live because people are crazy, but yeah. Um, thank you so much, Crows. I appreciate you. Thank you, Mike. But yeah, so I forgot what I was even gonna get into in the beginning. But no, it's just a good time of year, man. But I'll plug the channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subs, guys. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like if all of you hit the subscribe button right now, we would be at like almost 9,000 subs. Most importantly, we're on the road to 100,000. We're trying to get that silver plaque, but small goals make us feel good when we achieve them, right? So hit the like button, double tap the screen. We just need 40 more people to double tap that screen. We'll be at 100 likes. Thank you guys so much. And hit the subscribe button. After you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I want to see your beautiful faces in here every goddamn stream, especially if I'm not doing a vertical stream like this and I'm doing a regular one, because the algorithm is different. So I want to see all the people that really support me in this fucking stream every day. Anyways, sorry for my rambling and my language, but God bless everybody, man. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. And if you guys feel like I deserve your blessings and you want to go farther than hitting the subscribe button, I do have a 10 super chat goal of $5 and higher, 10 of them. But any super chat will get your name written down on the donor wall. As you can see, we're filling it up pretty good. It's filling up fast. I actually didn't think it'd fill up this fast. If you become a member, though, you do get your name written on the banner, the See Me Now banner. But I just have to plug myself, man. I got to believe in myself and let you guys know what's up, you know? But, yeah. But I hope you guys are all having a good day, man. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, the holidays are the best, man. Like I look outside and it's just gorgeous out. There's snow. There's no leaves on the tree. It's right around that time of year. You know what I'm saying? It's just awesome.
In Delaware, isn't you have an LLC? You're supposed to have a registered agent, and people tend to choose between Wyoming and Delaware, sometimes Las Vegas to form their own corporations. But wow, what are the chances that Stacey Sheridan has a registered agent that's in that building too? Because I have LLCs and I've got LLCs in Delaware, and I'm not even in Wilmington. There's a lot to choose from. It's a whole state. But
Yeah, what people don't understand is like when they're talking about our lawyers, like, bro, I got an LLC, right? For my YouTube. Your registered agent's in a different town, bro. Like it's not gonna be at your same address.
Stacey Sheridan's registered agent is there too. People had noted, by the way, that she had a few LLCs, which she was getting paid through. It could all be above board. I don't really know. But the one I'm speaking about is Cloverstone Ventures. Stacey, by the way, is the Senior Advancement Director at Turning Point USA. She was brought in specifically by Tyler Boyer to raise money and to take Turning Point to the next level. And regarding Tyler Boyer, now we could say maybe a couple of weeks ago that he's a criminal, but actually Donald Trump pardoned him. He pardoned Tyler Boyer a couple of weeks ago, so we can't, that's actually not real. He's been pardoned. But he is always up to no good. I can tell you that. And he brings in this Stacey Sheridan. I got to tell you, I did not like her at all. Just the vibe was off. I did not like her, and I expressed that to Charlie to his face when she was hired. That's when I kind of notoriously said to him, you can't go down this path with money, okay? Because people that want to raise money and you bring people over with the incentive of just wanting a lot of money, you can run into trouble that way. Which is why I didn't feel great about the fact that she was so involved after Charlie's assassination. Stacey Sheridan is the one that was filming. Everyone was like, who's filming his casket as it's being escorted off of Air Force Two, crying, holding that Stacey. Like I said, I just felt spiritually that Charlie hiring her was a mistake. She didn't pass my vibe check. Suddenly she's everywhere. She's eulogizing Charlie Kirk.
You know, I'm not gonna lie either, dude. Like when we get later in the stream and she shows those messages on her phone where she's talking to Charlie, it definitely seemed like they had some sort of, like before they both got married, it definitely seemed like they both had some sort of intimate relationship with each other. Like I'm starting to believe that more and more the longer we get into this.
On stage. She is capturing intimate photos of his casket. She's then at the White House shedding tears over this fake holiday that's been created when I just want to solve actually who did this. And the whole thing was making my skin crawl, if I'm being honest. Her involvement specifically made my skin crawl. And I want to say that openly and honestly, okay? But she's there. And she's there in this squishy block. In this one block, we are all just chilling in Wilmington, right? And we would have never gotten to this block, by the way, had it not been for the Egyptian planes. Us simply tracking these Egyptian planes and somebody giving us a tip like, hey, kind of weird that's flying through Wilmington. And we go, aha, lights on. And here we are, right? We learn about this French and Israeli ace partners being the same.
I hate pimples, bro. Sorry, I know that was random. But I got like a pimple right here in a sensitive spot. I fucking hate it, bro. I hate it, bro. 45 more people need. Double tap that screen. Be at 100 likes. Thank you guys for all your love and support, man. Make sure you hit the subscribe button with the notification bell. The notification bell is the most important thing.
Largest shareholder of Satis. They decide to lease out this hangar. We learned that that requires federal approval because it sits on federal airways. And maybe that means it requires French approval. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know anything at this point, except everything stinks to high heaven. And so I started asking myself, what do we all have in common? Why are we all just chilling in Delaware? That's what I'm trying to ascertain. What are we all doing over here near King Street? Who is the...
Mike, I can understand that they can be friends without relationships like that, but you have to understand when you read these texts, I've seen these kind of, like, I've been a part of these kind of texts. Like, I know what it's like. You can kind of tell there's this, like, relationship there. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I can tell friends from not friends, dude. And I'm sorry, but yeah, a lot of the time you can't be friends with a woman. Like, it's just not gonna happen as a man.
King, right? Do we have some shared interest that I haven't seen through yet? And now would be the appropriate time for us to get back into that timeline, because there is an important question that we forgot to ask. So let's jump into our timeline, beginning with the inflection point, which was that Tucker Carlson speech. Now, I want to say this, on that July 11th when Tucker Carlson gave that speech, I did, and I hope I'm not betraying anything too private here, but
like, especially when they were first getting, like, okay, so when Candace got married to her man and they were texting together, it seems like these two people who loved each other, but were on, like, these different paths, but loved each other and, like, were happy for each other when they met a partner, but really wanted each other. You get what I'm saying? But let each other go. Do you understand what I'm saying? So then now that this happened to Charlie, Candace is going crazy because she has true love for this guy.
I asked Tucker about that speech. I was like, what inspired you? I went back and watched it, and he's going hard, and he's talking about where's all this money coming from, and, you know, is this even a meritocracy? Like, why are people that are not impressive billionaires? What's happening in this country? I asked Tucker, what made you say that? And he said, I had no plan to say it. It just came out of my mouth. It was just inspired. It just came out of my mouth when I hit the stage. There was no plan. Charlie said goes Max, and that is what Tucker riffs. And I do think that was a part of, there was something spiritual that moved him to say that. I will say that. Anyway, so that's July 11th. Tucker Carlson speaks at Turning Point USA's conference, and the donors freak out. He calls out Jeffrey Epstein. He says that people who serve in foreign armies should be stripped of their citizenship. He muses about Bill Ackman's wealth and where it comes from. We are told, even though we have not been able to confirm this with a shred of evidence, that...
Yeah, that's crazy how Tucker Carlson gets on stage. He's like Bill Ackman, like, in his crazy voice, like, Bill Ackman. How do you get all his money? We don't know. Billionaires are just fucking crazy. Like, that was how he was talking. It's crazy.
7 days later, that the request came from to Turning Point USA from UVU.
100% Piper. And it's like in the early days when they were creating everything, they were together. They were very intertwined. You know, they were going through this together. I mean, there was even this really good speaker. Remember when Candace was saying that Charlie had this event lined up, and the speaker said, I'm not going to go on that stage if that woman's there. And he said, well, then don't come. Like, that's like a really good friendship. But if you're on the road together, you're spending all this time together. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like they were really well intertwined in the beginning. And then as they both grew, it was like, we got to let go of each other, you know? But we're always going to love each other type deal. I have those friendships right now.
Chapter for Charlie to have this event. That's very late in the day already, but again.
Exactly, Pipe. Yes, you are understanding exactly what I'm saying. Exactly. Like when they're talking about marrying their husbands to each other, or their husband and wives to each other, it's like they're asking for approval. Like they're making sure they both approve of their partner because they love each other. You get what I'm saying?
And we see no proof of this. We do know that right after that, our Egyptian yellow plane flies to Lincoln, Nebraska. And 2 days later, it is announced in Nebraska that they're going to be doing a trade and investment trip with Egypt. There was some private off-record meeting that took place to make this come to fruition. And there were international professionals that were there per the media. But who were these professionals that met with Secretary of State Bob Evnen? Why is this meeting somehow off record?
Hey, guys. We have even been live for 40 minutes, and we're almost to 100 likes. 38 people. Just double tap your screen. Let's get to 100 likes. Let's continue to help the algorithm. And thank you guys so much for the love and support, man. You guys are awesome.
And when people, and they have done that, have requested information, they say, oh, there's nothing that has been, that's public that we can
Exactly, share. Piper. You understand 100%. You're smart.
with you. Thank you to, by the way, the citizens of Nebraska who did that. I received your emails even if I was not able to respond. Anyways, then it departs Nebraska, our Yellow Plains, and it heads to Wilmington, and then it goes back to Cairo. We then know that in this same time frame-ish is when Charlie vacations up to Maine for a couple of weeks to be with his family. He goes off radar. We've got Mikey McCoy and his wife, Eliza, that join them for the first time they're doing this joint family vacation. And Mikey's capturing these last videos that are going to warm our hearts about Charlie. And he's like amazing. That's just how he is. And on July 25th, Charlie speaks in Westchester, New York. At the end of July, this is a new little update for you. Y-Refi comes in as the #1 sponsor of the Charlie Kirk Fall Tour. So this is end of July, early August. And I'm wondering why they did that then, because that's pretty late in the day. Remember, this was something they freaked out about when I said, hey, this is not how Turning Point events are come together. They're not instant, actually, in the history of me speaking on college campuses and having headlined these tours. They are planning them at least a semester ahead. And then it was like mass panic. I got like Lila Rose and Ali Stuckey, who have never headlined their tour, suddenly saying, that's not true. That's not true. What are you talking about? And I'm like, I'm talking about I worked there. So I know exactly what I'm talking about. And that was a weird thing to debunk. And I'm wondering, why was this put together so late in the day? And I am musing here, but I'm wondering if Y-Refi, after Charlie lost millions of dollars, said, hey, you can make that up by going on tour. You know, like we are willing to do this. And maybe Charlie actually wasn't planning.
I secretly wonder about how her husband feels about her going so hard for him. Yeah. Oh my God. 25 more people need double tap that screen. Be at 100 likes. Thank you so much. I think her husband at this point is like, he's gone. Charlie's gone. He probably understands, you know, because not only were her husband and Charlie close, like they were good friends, but it's like, you know, I'm sure her husband feels a certain type of connection with it as well. I'm sure it does become a topic at points. I mean, it's kind of like those movies where someone gets really obsessed and they're working hard at finding information to crack the code and to figure out the case, and they're going crazy and it's starting to affect family life. Like I could see that happening where it's like she's working late at night when the kids are sleeping and the husband's like, God, can you stop? You know, can you just, you know, I can see that. But yeah, apparently she calls out Erica in this stream too. So this is supposed to be a spicy stream, man. So 23 more double taps would be at 100 likes. We haven't even been live for 40 minutes. We're about to be 40 minutes. Oh, we just hit 40 minutes and we're almost to 80 likes. 21 more people need to double tap that screen. And let's hit 100 likes, man. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the subscriptions, man. I see our subscribers are going up. We're on the road to 10K, so make sure you hit that subscribe button with the notification bell. Show some love and support. Welcome in, Miss Hanson. God bless. Her husband did win, yeah. But you also got to question, like, when you have a love of your life, and then like you guys go your separate ways and you meet your husbands and now this happened with, I wonder the amount of connection that is there, you know?
On going on tour at all. And this tour actually came together very quickly. I'm musing on that. I'm not introducing that as a fact.
Yeah, go grab her. Get everybody on here. Tell her to subscribe too.
I'm introducing that as a question. Anyways, back to our timeline. Y-Refi is going big and they are going to be the main sponsor of this fall tour. And that's how that came together. Then we know that in very early August, Turning Point was scouting that location and that event. And they specifically
hope you had a good Thanksgiving, Miss
Charlie
Hanson,
to be in that amphitheater. Now, apparently Charlie had done, according to some insiders, had loved an event that he had done in an amphitheater environment in Nashville. But I don't know if he said, I only want to do that going forward. But I do know.
Oh, we did. I made a lot of food. I made a turkey, scalped corn, vegetables, candy, sweet potatoes. Like, I made a lot of food. Like, it was good. It was good shit. Who subscribed? Thank you to Brianna for the subscription. God bless you. Let's get into this.
Turning Point USA insisted upon that. The person that was orchestrating that event, Macy Crofts, was.
Dinosaur fossils were planted. I don't think that. I mean, if you're a hardcore Bible thumper, you wouldn't believe that dinosaurs exist either.
Saying like this is what Charlie wants, and that could be true.
I mean, you wouldn't. Doesn't say anywhere that dinosaurs existed in the Bible.
August 2nd.
So all you people who want to really criticize her and criticize me or whatever, like you guys don't even believe half the shit you guys are supposed to.
When we have
that's good, Miss
our
Hanson.
French Legionnaires arriving in America for a 3-week training session. in California, which is going to end on the 25th. And then a couple of days later, we have that Hamptons retreat, which Charlie Kirk himself described as an intervention. As
Thank you to Georgia for the subscription.
And
God bless.
Influencers who were there.
Well, I got to rewind this a tish. Do I keep my food separate? Yeah, man. I love to eat all my food individually, homie, and taste it all individually, bruh. Like we usually get the canned sweet potatoes, but we got actual ones, and so I made them with this recipe, which was so good, dude. These that was the only dish that I made that there was like no leftovers of. But the scallop corn was super good. Like everything I made was super good, but. Yeah, I agree, Piper.
That event, Macy Crofts was saying, look, this is what Charlie wants, and that could be true. August 2nd is when we have our French Legionnaires arriving in America for a 3-week training session in California, which is going to end on the 25th. And then a couple of days later, we have that Hamptons retreat, which Charlie Kirk himself described as an intervention, as an Israel intervention. And influencers who were there said that he was being pressed on his shifting viewpoints on Israel. And we know that the influencers were paid for by Bill Ackman. But I don't think that that's particularly a big deal. Obviously, he has interests and was potentially coming on as a donor for Turning Point USA. We have what I do think is a big deal, which is Bibi Netanyahu calling Charlie and offering to take Turning Point to the next level. And that, my friends, is the billion-dollar question, maybe the trillion-dollar question. In exchange for what? Have we considered that? This man is fighting like a 20-front war, and he calls Charlie Kirk and asks, do you want to come to Israel? We can take Turning Point to the next level. In exchange for what and through who? Because I'm going to guess that Bibi Netanyahu is not just going to write a check signed by Bibi Netanyahu and just do that as an act of charity. In exchange for what? What's he going to take Turning Point to a next level? This is something that nobody has denied took place. No one has denied that this took place. And Charlie declined. Charlie declined that offer. So what that signals to me is that Charlie then had information about maybe how they move money, right? Without registering for FARA. I don't know. I think that's a big question that needs to be asked. Let's keep going on to this timeline.
Behemoth doesn't necessarily mean dinosaur. It could mean hippopotamus and other shit. And all that other stuff, all I'm saying is quit giving her grief if you don't have proof, okay?
Charlie says no, and almost immediately, 10 days later, we got our next point is that our planes come back out and they're flying to Lincoln again.
19 more beautiful people need to double tap that screen. We'll be at 100 likes, man. We're running it up. Thank you guys so much. I said I wanted to get to 100 likes within the hour of a stream. We're at 45 minutes. 19 more beautiful people just need to double tap that screen. We'll be at 100 likes. Thank you so much, y'all.
Omaha, they're going to Wilmington. They stay for one night. Charlie speaks in South Carolina. We have our yellow planes then returning on the 24th, again, always through Wilmington to Egypt. We then have our French Legionnaires have completed their training. And on August 24th, 27th, Operation Valhalla takes place between civilians and military men in Minnesota at Camp Ripley. Then we have the first public sign that went out on August 27th. August 27th, that's so late in the day to begin promoting an event. TPUSA, UVU, and a local BYU chapter share a graphic announcing that Charlie is coming to UVU, but there are no location details mentioned on that graphic, so still not full details, but at least the first announcement goes out. On the 29th, we have Operation Bright Star, which commences, that joint operation that we told you about, which is biennial between Egypt and the United States military and other countries that are coming together, and it is being reported that it is going to run through to September 10th. On September 2nd, Charlie sends out the email asking for a Doge audit of his company, and he announces that Justin Strife is going to be the new COO, taking over for Tyler Boyer, who was the COO. And then we have the first known public going out in local media that Charlie's coming to town and that it is going to take place in the courtyard. That's on September 2nd, okay? On September 4th, our planes come in, and we know what happens next. Charlie is in Korea for a couple of days. comes back on September 10th and he gets assassinated. And that also happens to be the same day that that Operation Bright Star, that Cairo joint operation, formally ends. Okay, so that timeline makes me uncomfortable, okay? It makes me very uncomfortable, and I'm wondering if Charlie put together the Doge account, and I want to be clear, this part is speculation, because something that he maybe learned when BB asked to take it to the next level made him think, maybe I should look through Turning Point's finances, like where is this money coming in from and where is it going? And I don't know that for a fact, but I think it's a fair question, a fair investigative question, is what inspired Charlie to suddenly be concerned about not just where the money was going, but where the money was coming from. Was an offer made to him that he declined? Yes. What was that offer for in exchange? And I want to say this, Charlie said no. So Charlie died with his soul intact. Died with his soul intact. He said no. He said no to a lot of money. But it was actually a tip that I received early on that pulled everything together for me in a really dark way. It was water cooler talk at Turning Point USA immediately after Charlie's assassination. A few people had signified and were speculating and thinking about things that were weird. And, you know, I told you we had so many people from Turning Point USA that were just venting in our tip box and telling us that they didn't like the way management was acting and things were weird. And there were just a flurry of things that were coming in. And a few of them had signified that one of the things that was being whispered about that people thought was quite odd that they learned that happened on the day of Charlie's assassination was a rumor pertaining to Justin Strife. An oddly placed phone call that he made almost immediately, as they say, this is alleged, it wasn't on the phone call, after Charlie was shot. And I will say allegedly because there's 6 people at Turning Point USA who have said this, that were talking about this. This rumor got passed around. They said that Justin had placed an immediate call to a donor prospect. And I said, that's weird, okay? I'd like to know more about that. Can everybody try to figure out what donor that was? Now, it's possible it could have just been a very close donor friend. Charlie had them. He did. There were some donors that he loved like family members. And so that was a potential long shot thing, but just interesting. I'd like to know who he was so close to that required an immediate call. Then it turns out that these ladies told me that this donor actually had a pretty big piece of bait on the hook for Turning Point USA. A piece of their billion-dollar company. They were anticipating some IPO and that this was going to be life-changing money, okay? We're not talking like, oh, a check that's going to be reeled in for $5 million or $10 million or $50 million or like the $90 million that Turning Point USA raised in the first couple of weeks following Charlie's assassination. We are talking like billionaire money, potentially billions of dollars, and this was a very big secret. A huge secret. Just a handful of people were allowed to even know about this, that this was happening. In fact, there's probably people that are watching this right now at Turning Point USA who work in donations, I think it's a pretty large department, that have no idea, have never even heard of this because that's how.
Thank you to Bree for the subscription. God bless you. Yeah, if there was billions of dollars being offered, like, say you, shout out to Calm Banjo from Ontario. God bless you. And it's going around secretly. I mean, there's got to be people frothing at the mouth, like, "Oh, how are we gonna like if you know if people know about it around there, and then there's this word going around that Charlie's not accepting certain money, but someone else will. You know, I don't know. That's crazy. We got people like Miriam Adelson and freaking Soros and all these other people though who are funding everything. So it's like, you know, these are bad people once you get to a certain point, you know, when you're dealing with a lot of these people. These are bad people. A lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Most of them.
Incredibly top-level secret this was, okay? But people began to find out about this because of just an unfortunate conversation that had.
I want to know when she brings up Erica. When are you going to bring up Erica?
Been left unattended to, okay? Now, why was the secret supposed to be so guarded? Why is this person getting a phone call? I wanted to know. I wanted to know more.
Welcome in, Mima. Good morning.
And I start messaging our
12 more people need to double tap that screen. 12 more people will be at 100 likes within the hour. We got 8 minutes left on the hour. Can we get 12 people to double tap that screen, get those likes up, man? Show some love and support.
And our daddy sleeves and all of my sources at Turning Point USA, and I'm saying anything that you can tell me.
I'm mad at all you guys though that love me that weren't at my regular stream yesterday. Frustrating.
about this in case this might be important. And
So now you gotta make it up to me.
I got an answer on the name of a donor, and I had completely forgotten because, again, this happened so early following the assassination. I am talking before I even went to Wyoming. My brain was still traumatized. I had so much information that I was trying to process while I was grieving that I literally forgot the big part that I learned about this donor. I forgot. And these young women told.
Holy shit, you guys are awesome, man. 2 more people just need to double tap that screen. We'll be at 100 likes. You guys are awesome, man. Thank you guys so much. I'm just truly blessed. Thank you so much.
Me that this donor was French American and that this donor's name was Pierre. And it wasn't until yesterday after we went off air that I presented to you all of the stuff about the DuPont family, that it clicked, and these ladies messaged me and said,
You're good, Mima. I'm just giving y'all crap. It's just when I do streams on here, I get the algorithm, you know, but when I do the other streams, that's why I always tell people hit their notification bell, show some love and support, because when I do the regular horizontal streams to get clips, I love it when my people are in there, but it's not a problem. Thank you for the 100 likes, man. We're at 106 likes now, man. You guys are the best, man. God bless everybody, man. I'm truly blessed, truly grateful for my awesome community on here. Thank you so much.
oh, you figured it out. It's Pierre DuPont. Question.
I knew it was going to be DuPont, dude. I knew the last name was going to be DuPont, dog. Let's rewind this a bit.
American. And that this donor's name was Pierre. It wasn't until yesterday
Shout out to Pisky for the subscription. God bless.
after we went off air that I presented to you all of the stuff about the DuPont family, that it clicked, and these ladies messaged me and said, oh, you figured it out. It's Pierre DuPont. Question mark, exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point. I had mentioned Pierre DuPont on yesterday's show.
Thank you so much.
And this took my breath away. I will be honest, I cried really hard yesterday thinking, my goodness, how could I have forgotten that this donor was French American, that was the big thing. And I was racking my brain trying to figure out that time because I hadn't even considered France's involvement in anything. Like, who do I know that's French and has tons of money and is involved in technologies and could possibly be working on a big check that could be kept secret because it's about to IPO and billions are on the line. And then it all kind of came together. And I would like an answer about this Pierre, the billionaire French-American donor. And I would like a clean answer as to whether or
Oh, we're definitely going to get to it today, Mima. Definitely. Let's go, man.
not it is Mr. Pierre DuPont. Yeah.
Thank you for the subscription, Deanne. I appreciate you. God bless you guys. Thank you guys all for the support. You guys are awesome. We're almost to 8.6 thousand subs, man. We're on the road to 10,000 subs. So make sure you guys run up that subscription button too. Hit the notification bell so you guys can always be a part of the stream, man. I love seeing you guys' faces in here every day. We're going to get to it, man.
Because this would be a devastatingly dark story. And my sources are very sure that this is what was on the line, that this was life-changing money. And they are very sure that this individual got a phone call after the assassination. And I think that we deserve to know. I don't think this should be a secret, right? Charity shouldn't be a secret. Why? And by the way, it leads to more questions like, how could you say that you knew that your IPO was going to lead to billions of dollars? How could you promise that? How could you promise that? And did Charlie know? Did Charlie know? And I'm going to be honest.
It makes me raise the question if people were going behind Charlie's back to maybe people that could be potential successors of him and offering up big money, right? Allegedly, this is alleged, but I mean, this is what it's starting to seem like. Or it's he said no and there was a successor willing to do it. And so they made this plan. I mean, that's what it seems like to me.
I know a lot of billionaires, they don't part with their money like that. They don't part with their money and offer people pieces of their company, people that aren't even their family members. So why was that offer on the table? I have so many questions, and I'm going to ask them publicly. And I think that we demand answers. We should all be demanding answers, because this is now starting to feel very, very dark. It's too French, right? It's just too French. We just can't all be hanging out in Delaware.
Thank you, Ty Phillips. God bless you. Jesus loves you too. Someone just had messaged me. Everything's all good. I'm sorry to bug you. God bless you guys, man. I love you guys.
And there's one more thing that came in regarding Andrew Colvett.
Before we get into this next part, because I can tell it's about to get spicy, I was going to go off on Candace at the end of the stream, but it looks like she might be making me happy about stuff. So, if you guys want to become a member of the channel, man, if you guys want to go further than subscribing and liking, make sure you guys become a member. $4.99 a month is a See Me Now See Me Now Soldier. $9.99 See Me Now General. If you guys want to get your name on the donor wall behind me, send through your super chats. Any color will get your name on the wall, but I do have a 10 super chat goal of $5 and above. So 10 super chats, $5 and above. Show some love and support. I've never hit a super chat goal before. We've been close, but never done it before. You become a member, you get your name on the banner behind me. As you can see, you guys know what's going on. Show some love and support.
Very close family friend of Andrew Colvett had messaged me early on, and I, again, was not tracking any of this at the time, but they had said that they felt that Andrew Colvett was acting weird, and I'm sure that's not a big deal. I think we were all acting weird. Charlie Kirk was assassinated, but more.
Okay, I gotta rewind this a little bit, bro. This is getting crazy. So that's why she covered the DuPonts in the beginning so much. All the, the one guy, how he was assaulting his kids and all this other stuff. You're not the only special one in the chat, John, so knock it off. And I was like, where's she going with this? So if Charlie's donor that was going to give him life-changing money, it's like, well, who could do that? Who has that much money? Pierre DuPont. Okay. That's crazy. Like, it's just more. Like I said, we've been saying this for like ever since Charlie got hit up, dude. We've been saying that there's more and more and more stuff that's just insane that keeps going on. It's just crazy. I was going to go off on Candace because it's like, dude, every day on Twitter you say, or on X you say that, oh, I have another bombshell evidence, and, we're going to come out and it's going to be groundbreaking. I love Candace, but at some point we kind of have to get to the meat and potatoes here. Okay? That's just all I'm saying. And this is a stream where we're getting to meat and potatoes. But a lot of the other streams where she's like, we got explosive stuff. It's just like little fine mite details that, like, okay, you should have just dropped it on Twitter. Like,
and answers. We should all be demanding answers, because this is now starting to feel very, very dark. It's too French, right?
It's been dark.
Just too French. We just can't all be hanging out in Delaware. And there's one more thing that came in regarding Andrew Colvett. Very close family friend of Andrew Colvett had messaged me early on, and I, again, was not tracking any of this at the time, but they had said that they felt that Andrew Colvett was acting weird, and I'm sure that's not a big deal. I think we were all acting weird. Charlie Kirk was assassinated, but more.
Yeah, weird is like, you can act weird, but it was way more than weird that Andrew Colvett called you the moment Charlie got shot and said you and Tucker should lay low. There's a list. Like, how do you know there's a list? What list? Where? From where? Like, how are you aware of this? That's like a little bit more than weird. That's like, hey, lay low. I know what's going on here. Why is he hosting every show lately?
Over, they had mentioned that specifically Andrew had told them that when Charlie said no to BB, he lost out on millions. Now, I'm going to say allegedly because this is a tip, but I have that tip in writing. I'm not lying to you. And I thought to myself, that is so weird. How could the spokesperson at Turning Point USA be on the, how could they be gaining millions from that? What is the structure here of these contracts that even people that are in PR, people that are like running PR departments are getting tips on the basis of donations? I don't know how this is working, but we need to figure out how this is working. I think it's really important that we learn the truth about what happened. Who's Pierre? Is it Pierre Dupont? And has Turning Point been paid? Obviously, it wouldn't be on this year's taxes. You're not going to find those on this year's taxes, but they would be on next year's. But we can ask now, and I'm asking now. And there's more I want to share, but we're going to take a brief break for sponsors. I'll ask the question, what are you guys doing today to bring the for it's now today? Fed, believe it or not, naturals.com/Candace. There is such a thing as a good Fed, believe it or not. There are good guys. There are good guys everywhere. You know, lightness is always fighting darkness. And I received an interesting tip from a Fed that I'm going to share with you now that might be relevant. But Turning Point USA put in a personal request to try to get the Egyptian plane story killed, you know, and I find that to be very interesting. What is it about these Egyptian planes that Turning Point USA didn't want them to be discussed? I don't know. But I am going to find out. I think we kind of have found out in a weird, really effed up way, actually. It makes...
Okay, I think we're coming up to the... We're going to get to the point where she calls out Erica and stuff like this. Sorry, it's something about my LLC. Where do I sign it? Oh, right here. I'm like so blind. All right, I think we're good. All right, sorry guys. Working on my LLC stuff. Got a lot of stuff coming. Merch. Dude, we're gonna be having so much stuff go on. So, oh, I'm just so excited, and I'm so grateful for my community on here who supports me and makes it so I'm able to do this. Continue to hit that subscribe button. Run around to 10,000 subs. Help me get to 100,000. Most importantly, double tap the screen, guys. Thank you for the 114 likes. We're only an hour and 5 minutes in this. We already got 114 likes. That's crazy. If you guys think I deserve you guys to bless me, because God doesn't just give blessings, he gives it to people who deserve them. And he reaches through people that support me. So if you guys want to support me and get your name on the donor wall, send through super chat. Any color will get your name on the donor wall, but I do have a super chat goal of 5 or 10 super chats, $5 and above. So show some love and support, man. Let's go, man. I'm fucking excited. We got a lot of good stuff coming up, man. Straight up.
My stomach turn. I'm going to miss Charlie. I really am going to miss Charlie. And I think when Charlie was assassinated, there was something about it. I knew that this story was going to be dark. Instantly, I knew that.
Yeah, all of us did. That's such a good... I mean, everyone did. I mean, dude, I remember the day it happened. I got on live. Reginald came in and told me, and I went and I looked, and I was heartbroken at first. Well, I still am, but, you know, and it's like, when we all seen it, we all knew something was going on. Someone wanted to shut him up. I mean, dude, he was huge.
Charlie was betrayed. They laughed.
I can't name another person right now that can go out and speak at a college that would draw a crowd like he did. I have no idea. I don't think anyone could even come close to a crowd that Charlie Kirk had. Maybe Tucker Carlson, right? people like that. But that's on Charlie Kirk's side. Like people who opposed him and shit. Like he's huge. He was huge, man.
At me, oh, you had a dream. Charlie told you he was, but yeah, Charlie told me that he was betrayed. And I think part of the mourning was the grief that I was experiencing was in large part due to my understanding that this was going to be missional for me. I think I knew deep down that this was going to be missional. And I kind of knew deep down that the whole world was going to be against me, or I guess the whole dark apparatus was going to be against me, not the world. There are so many good people in the world that are the reason that I'm doing this and who understood instantly and felt instantly what I felt when this all happened. And I think it's sad because I was just reflecting on, I guess, really the last part of my youth, being ignorant and thinking that we lived in a country that was free and was fair and was a meritocracy, the excitement of me and Charlie in politics. Like we were young bucks thinking that we were going to change the world because the MAGA movement offered us this opportunity to do it, right? We're going to get Trump elected and we're going to get people to stop talking about racism and sexism and to understand like family is a priority. And I realize now, and I know Charlie realizes now, that we did not see the evil that was around us. And I'm going to miss that youth. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to miss that young experience. I'm going to miss Charlie going on dates and the girls they liked and me always being the wing woman and him asking. This text message is one of my favorite text messages between me and Charlie when he was getting ready to go on a date. And, you know, he didn't date many people. And he was just kind of in love with this girl. And he was asking me, should I wear this? And this is the text message. It's so sweet. He said, do I have to change this shirt? And I wrote back, yes. And throw it away if you can. Charlie. And he writes, okay. And he's wearing a Turning Point early shirt that somebody, I think, gave to him. He's stitched on. It's like, is it stitched on? Is it ironed on? I don't know. But I was like, Charlie, burn it. Obviously, burn that shirt. And it makes me, it's the stuff that makes me cry and makes me sad because he just was so young. You know, Charlie was so young and he was such a good person. And I'm also going to miss the young conversations that you have.
Yeah, I mean, you go back to these messages. They're just friends, man. Like it, and you can, and as they keep going, you can tell there was some sort of love. They just loved each other, man. It's so sad to see this. This is one of the most, I think, one of the most compelling things that is going to go down in modern history. The fact that Charlie Kirk got assassinated and Candace Owens is doing what she's doing. I think it's one of the most compelling things that's going on right now. The fact that she's actually taken it upon herself to put everything on the line to make sure that Charlie and his reputation and his company, the truth comes through.
And he's wearing a Turning Point early shirt that somebody, I think, gave to him. He's stitched on. It's like, is it stitched on? Is it ironed on? I don't know. But I was like, Charlie, burn it. Obviously, burn that shirt. And it makes me, it's the stuff that makes me cry and makes me sad because he just was so young. You know, Charlie was so young and he was such a good person. And I'm also going to miss the young conversations that you have when you're vibing with someone and you're speaking about things that you don't understand. As you were coming up in politics, I always felt like an alien. We would have these discussions with donors and we'd have discussions with people, or people would do stuff. And I would just tell them all the time, Charlie, I'm an alien. I am new on this planet. I don't understand this. I don't understand double speak and, you know, contracts and people threatening to sue. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm an alien. And Charlie always said he felt like he was a time traveler. And this is a conversation. I would say, I'm an alien. I just messaged him from across the globe. And he said, I think I'm a time traveler. This is my home. He felt like Earth was his planet, but I think you found me and time traveled with me. Like the kind of friendship where you can talk about being a time traveler and feeling like an alien, as I've always felt like it, because I don't get it. I don't get the rules of this planet. I don't get the betrayal, the backstabbing, the people that dance for money. It's never made sense to me. From the time I was a kid, I just felt out of place. And I am out of place in politics. I will tell you that, because this is what it's all about, right? Selling your soul to the devil. And I don't want to do that. Anyways, that's just going a long way of me saying that I'm going to miss the ignorance of our political youth, thinking that it could be fair, thinking that we could just work hard, thinking that we could run a company, that we could launch this revolution where people were going to be happy in the future because America was the land of the free. I had to mourn that. Now I realized, and as I have expressed, that this is missional. Charlie knew he was going to die young, but there was more that were in those now seemingly prophetic text messages that I was unwilling to share at that time. But I am going to share that now. When he was speaking about his death and the visions that he was having in April of 2018, he also said some other things. He didn't just say that he was going to die. He didn't just say that turning point was going to be the death of him, but he also wrote this. This is on April 13th. He wrote this. He wrote, "Ish like tonight is what I have foreseen. This won't result in anything. I'll give you the context in a moment. But in our lifetime, we will experience real war beyond anything that we can fathom, absolute and total destruction." Now, for historical reference, what was going on that week involved, of course, France, right? America, France, Israel, the Middle East, Syria, Russia. And this is the Syria before Israel and the United States overthrew Assad. What was going on was the United States and France were carrying out a series of military strikes involving an aircraft and these ship-based missiles against multiple government sites in Syria. And the official reason that we were told was because the Syrian government had apparently chemically gassed their own citizens, something which Assad had strenuously denied. In effect, if Assad was telling the truth, and I believe he was, because I think there's a war on Christians that's happening, then the West and the United States were implicated in part by a false flag attack to justify a larger military justification. That's kind of something the West does a lot, right? False flag attack, get the media going, we have to respond, and then we just sort of take land. Yeah, that's what we do. Now, France had said in a statement on that morning on April 14th that France's red line had been crossed. So this was a story which Charlie said, this is not the thing that's coming, but this is a preview of the thing that's coming. Missiles, false flag attacks, chemicals, and the Middle East, America, France, and Israel. It is something. It is something, right? This was the vibe of something that Charlie felt was going to happen in the future. Something Charlie and I used to always say, I told you that, the rest is future. I think we are in the rest right now. We are approaching that future right now. And I didn't feel it then in 2018, but I feel it now. I've been telling you guys, I have been having a lot of dreams. And the dread that Charlie felt in 2018, I have been feeling. I felt it leading up to Charlie's assassination. I pulled my children out of school. I was having this dreams and visions about bees and organization that was happening in America. I have a sense of dread that a lot of these events that are happening, these inexplicable events like the Malibu fires, these sort of coastal events, the Texas floods, that this is not happening by accident, okay? I have a feeling of a sense of dread that the Fed is taking from Americans right now, and that we are heading toward war, okay? I'm going to share that. I feel that we are headed toward war, that they want war.
Yeah, I see we got a lot of bots in the chat. Sorry, I was doing something on my AdSense. Yeah, I was doing something on my AdSense, so sorry about that. Yeah, I got everything good. So that's good. Yeah, we got a lot of bots in the chat, man. So I think I got everything done, so we're good. Sorry, guys.
Any means necessary, and that you need to be, wherever you are in the world, fully dialed into that, okay? We can't be stupid this time. We cannot believe what the media is telling us. We cannot believe what the governments are telling us. We cannot believe whatever it is, whatever attack that's going to happen, and we're going to be told that it was this guy. We have to start to recognize the pattern of things, okay? the predictive model of this is my red line, then the
Yeah, kind of like the, I don't know, the guy who went to Washington D.C. and shot 2 patriots, or the guy who was arrested for potentially going to be driving a truck bomb into Fort Worth, Texas. It's like there's definitely a. I was saying it early on, right when it happened. I said there's definitely a force that's trying to shift our attention onto the Muslim Brotherhood, and that's what is next. So that's what she's saying. That's what's happening. And I am focused. I'm doing something on my I'm doing something on my AdSense for my payments and my LLC. So I get I could do it later, but it's urgent. So, but I'm done now, so we're good.
red line gets crossed and people are denying it. And what happens?
Welcome in, Reg.
Christians are mass slaughtered every single time. Propagandize Christians in the East to hate Christians in the West. And there's
Much love, Pisky. God love, or God bless. God love. God, I'm an idiot.
just less of us by the end of it. And these things tend to happen. World wars, when they want a reset because people start waking up. And so I just wanted to express that to you, that
And that's the thing too, like the fact that they're trying to shift our attention onto the Muslim Brotherhood with these, I want to say they're false flags. Condolences to Sarah and her family. But I feel like they're trying to really shift our attention somewhere else and make it so we have more infighting. I mean, look at Dearborn, look at everywhere else. We gotta be more smart than that. We cannot let that happen, guys. Because if that happens, we're all gonna be in trouble.
I feel that we are reaching that brink right now. And you need to prepare for that. And feels like an almost inevitability because wars are planned in boardrooms.
Dude, I know the Epstein files are important, but at this point, it's like the least of our worries. What else are we gonna find in there that's like so damning? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the Epstein files, like, yeah, they're important. The victims are important, but it's like, dude, like, there's a lot more things going on that are having us on the brink of a total crash down than the Epstein files.
Okay? In boardrooms. You're going to send you and your children and your sons, but they are not going to fight. And I don't love a scenario right now that's happening where we have envoys being sent to Russia and Israel and everybody's meeting all this. It feels like something's coming. And I know that you probably sense that dread too. Turning our attention to Turning Point.
You guys see? MREs, bro. Ordering MREs and all that because of this.
Did you know, I learned this from one of our sleuths, that Turning Point might potentially now be becoming a real estate empire. Apparently, Tyler Boyer has a younger brother who for 10 years has worked in dental sales until Charlie died, because a unique opportunity presented itself at Turning Point USA, where Tyler had begun telling people that TPUSA plans to roll out a program to build houses for first-time home buyers. They're going to use Turning Point USA's position and audience to market this idea of new homes. And the marketing pitch is that Charlie preached to young Christians about how school and universities was a waste of time, and that it was a waste of money, and that they should get married early and they should start their lives and they should have kids. But he never really taught them how or what they should do next. So they are planning to leverage Turning Point USA's position.
MREs.com. Just look up MREs. It's like, let's see. I think it's MRE World. There's a Patriot Supply, 4 Patriots. I think it was just, yeah, this is where I ordered mine from. And you can get 2 packs. I'm not sponsored, by the way. I would love a sponsorship. You know, sponsor me, MRE's World. But yeah, you can get like super good prices. And I even tried one and they're really good. A 12 pack is $41 for 12 meals, and they're all 3-course meals. They come with everything you need, all the same thing, like matches, whatever, to survive, or start fires, or whatever. 24 pack is $82, and a 48 pack is $183. I think I'm trying to get this one, but it's really, yeah. That's where I went. You're welcome.
With young Christians as a captive audience to build and sell houses. Okay, that's what the person told me, and I checked that out. They presented some proof of that conversation happening, and I think that's interesting. I think we should share that. And I know that I'm sure that that's probably what Charlie wrote. He apparently had a 15, 20-year plan, according to Frank Turek. Or was it Rob McCoy? Rob McCoy said that, I think. I think they all said it, honestly, but Rob McCoy did say that. He kept this in his notebooks. And so a real estate empire could be on the brink for Turning Point USA. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I would love it. MRE World, if you ever see this, I mean, maybe I'll clip it and tag you in it. But yeah, I'll give a free promotion right now. Comes in a nice box like this. I got 12 of them, well, 11 of them because I ate one. I wanted to try one out, and they're actually good. This one's beef strips, savory tomato based sauce. The one I picked up down here is taco, chicken noodle soup, pizza sliced cheese, elbow macaroni and tomato sauce. And they all come with their own warmers and everything. So, welcome in, Samantha. God, I can't believe that my daughter outgrew this shirt already, dude. It wasn't that long ago I bought it. Yesterday. Oh, it's waterproof. Those, I'm telling you, those MREs are good MREs, and they're for a good price. And they have like a 5-year shelf life, 5 to 10 years. Like hell yeah, dude. I would buy them. I bought them, and I want like stock water in those, or like you can buy certain like big cans of like eggs that are like made to last like decades. You can just put water in and stuff. Like there's a bunch of prepper sites you can go to and find stuff like this. So, but yeah, every one of those meals I just showed you in that box are 3-course meals. So it has a dessert, it has a side meal, and then it has a snack or whatever, and then the main course. Like, yeah, they're pretty good, dude. The one I ate was a barbecue or pork barbecue meats for like a bun, and it came with jalapeno. It came with the barbecue pork, shredded pork, 2 tortillas, jalapeno cheese, a honey bun, a, a chocolate milk protein shake, and strawberry applesauce parfait. So and then it comes with gum, matches, napkins, and wet wipes. All of them come like that. So, thank you, Apple Tree. I appreciate it. Yeah, my daughter. Yesterday was the year anniversary. I got custody of my daughters. So I'm kind of, happy. I'm in the holiday spirit. Come on, camera. All right.
That really is something. Anyways, you guys, we are going to take another break for our sponsors, and then I will get into some of your comments below.
All right, guys. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
So what's going to happen now? Threats, lawsuits, lawyers, bankruptcy. This is how it works, right? When you wake up to the scam of everything, when you start telling the truth, when you say, I'm not going to become a part of the scam, when you say no, I'd rather die with my soul intact. Yeah, it's like there's only one way out of this matrix, two ways out. We're going to destroy you or we're going to kill you. That's it. So look forward to some lawsuit being drummed up because I have the audacity to tell the truth about what happened to my friend. And you need real friends in this world. You actually need real friends that are going to stand up when everyone is lying about everything about what happened to you on that day. And we've discovered more, by the way, but you know, it's only Tuesday. So we'll give you more. We'll give you more tomorrow. Anyways, you guys, to get to some housekeeping, some great news. My book, Make Him a Sandwich, is not just available on the Make Him a Sandwich website, which is makehim-a-sandwich.com, but now it is available on Amazon. So you can get that. You can go to Amazon.com and you can now get that delivered directly to you. I think, by the way, George put a note that says that it's not in stock. That's not true. It just means Amazon hasn't received our shipment yet. So it is in stock and you can buy that today. I'm really excited about that. It's a really good book and it gets into the history of feminism and it's quite a personal book also and kind of my own journey with feminism and kind of learning where all bad ideas come from, which is kind of, or I guess I should say as it pertains to America, the assassination of the Tsar, another assassination event.
Welcome
I
in,
think
Cheryl.
These Bolsheviks are here in America. Something I want to say to you guys. That is what my dread is. They have woven themselves quietly to give you kind of a Game of Thrones reference for those of you who watched it. While we were all warring with each other left and right, the White Walkers were building an army and they're here. So that's the sense of dread that I have about what's happened in this country.
Reginald, did you watch Nick's interview with Tommy G? That was a really good interview. I suggest everybody go watch the interview with Nick Fuentes and Tommy G, bro. Very good interview. Like, very good interview. America first, guys.
And they are Bolsheviks and they believe murder is their right. They hate Christians. They believe in infiltration. And we should fast. We should pray. We should hope that Charlie's vision was correct. He knew he was going to die, but also that he felt, as he intimated to me, that he had to take that option so that people would wake up. And I do think that it catalyzed an awakening here. And these are risks that I also feel missionally. I have to take these risks to say and to tell people at risk of my own life, because there won't be a tomorrow for our children. I sense that dread and I hate to communicate that to you. I always try to be optimistic, but this is bad. I feel it. And I think you all feel it too. So yeah, there's a lot that is a lot to digest and we're not done. Of course, I am hopeful that.
Oh, wow. First ever time getting euros. If that's what it is. Thank you so much, Captain. I'm going to get your name written down on the wall. Give me a reason to subscribe to your channel in under 3 sentences. I'll give you 3 words. Family, unity, and truth. That's what this is on this channel. I treat everybody like family. I always tell the truth. I'm transparent. And I preach unity. Period. Or euros. Sorry. What is that? I can't. I'm an idiot. Okay? That's why you guys love me, though. Captain, you can't read. See me now. There's not 2 N's. Like, you just make yourself look like an idiot. What is that then? From England. Yeah, I'm a single dad, 2 daughters, but that, you know. What is that in England? I'm an idiot. Okay, I'll look at pounds. There it is. 5 pounds. My bad, dude. I'm so stupid. Thank you so much, Captain. And thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the family. Like I said, man, I don't even need sentences. I can use words. Family, unity, and truth. That's all I preach on here. I just like I tell everybody this every day. I want to build a community on here that every single time we go in here, we all support each other. We all are watching and searching for the truth, and we all can have conversation and not have to hate each other for it. I have people that are follow me on this channel that really don't agree with a lot that I say, but we we are fam and we're friends because we're all humans on this earth. Put politics, put everything else aside. We're all here on this earth in this shit box together. You understand? So we got to make the best of it that we can. So I'm building a community on here that is family like, searches for the truth, and I'm a single father of two daughters, just trying to create a legacy. So I have to give this person a call back at some point, I guess. All right, so Captain, let's get the name down. Everybody else though, everybody that gets their everybody that donates gets their name on the wall. You guys know that. So if anyone else wants to support your boy, this is 1 out of 10 $5 donations. We got 9 more. Help me reach my 10 dono goal of $5 and above. Show some love and support, man. Captain Laika. Captain Laika. Where should I put it? Go like this. Come on, camera. Follow me, camera. Come on, you got this, camera. Over here, buddy. Over here. There we go. Oh. Oh my gosh. I'm going to the gym today in a little bit as well. Thank you so much to Mima. We are proud of you and appreciate you. Thank you so much, Mima. I appreciate you as well. God bless. Um, Thank you for always supporting me. And like I say, man, you guys really motivate me. I hate when I don't stream. Like over Thanksgiving weekend, I wanted to stream because there was so much stuff going on. But you know, kids come first. But like I said, when I don't stream, I literally miss you guys because I uh, I literally miss you guys because like I have my kids. When my kids are at school, it's just me here, and when I tap in with you guys, we're the fam, man. We always come on here, kick it, hang out, and it's very. I just feel very comfortable talking to you guys all the time. You know, like this is my passion. So you guys always motivate me, and I really I'm grateful for that because you know when you get to do what you love and you're motivated, it's just the best feeling ever in the world. Especially being grateful. Like I always say, you know, even being grateful for the small things, like makes you happy. Like being grateful is way better than being ungrateful. And I'm always feeling gratitude towards you guys. So thank you so much. Thank you so much to Captain again. Oh, I gotta write your name down again. All right, let's get it done. Thank you guys so much for the donations, man. God bless you guys. 7 more donos to hit our goal. I should have set it to 5 instead, so we could have hit it. All right, Captain Laika, I'll write that again. And then Mima. All right, let's get this done. Ugh. Thank you guys so much for the love and support, man. It's crazy. God, I'm fat. I'm getting there though. I'm losing weight. Ever since I've had my back problem, like before I got my kids, I was super lean, and then my back really started to get bad, so I started to get like fat and get the dad bod. You know how it goes when your kids don't eat their food, you got to eat it after them. You know what I'm saying? I can't make good food and then have my children waste it. Okay, I got to eat that. So that's just how I am. Okay, all right. But I'm getting there. I mean, I'm getting better. See, we're getting there. But yeah, man. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. Let's see if I can read the other chats. I had it on fan funding, so my bad. People donating like fire today. Yeah, I appreciate that. 100%. You don't have to write my name down again. No, Captain Laika, as many times as you guys super chat is the amount of times you get your name on the wall. That's the rules. Some people are making it a competition to see how many times they can get their name on the wall. But no, I keep my promises. As many times as you donate is as many times your name goes on the wall. So thank you again for the 10 euros. I appreciate it. So euros, I mean pounds. God, I'm just so stupid. Yeah, celebrate. Should I take a shot? No, I'm kidding. Dad bod. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm like, I'm big. Like I got the muscles. Like I'm broad up here, but I always gain my weight down on my stomach, and I hate it. I seen your gym clip of you getting it done. Hell yeah. I didn't go. The reason why I'm like looking like I didn't go to the gym for probably a good month and a half, 2 months, because my back was so bad. Like it just shooting. I have spinal stenosis, so it shoots down my leg. I'm getting another injection in my spine on the 15th, but it shoots down my leg, and it's very hard to work out. I mean, even after I go work out, I have to take a day off after because I'm done for. But I'm getting it done. I'm not a little bitch. You feel me? I gotta get this done. I gotta be the superhero to my daughters. You know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna be a guy who just sits here and says, "Well, my back hurts, so I'm not gonna do anything." No, I don't care how much pain I'm in. I'm gonna make sure I do what I have to do to look the way I have to look, not only for my future wifey, which I'm not gonna get married probably ever because single dad, which is fine. My kids mean everything to me, but I need to be my kids' superheroes. Like when my daughter looks at me and says, "Daddy," like she'll see people on the TV who look strong, and she'll be like, "Daddy, you're stronger than them. Daddy, you're my hero." Like, dude, that shit just motivates me, man, and I can't let that down. I gotta be the best I can be at all times. Have a good day, Apple Tree. Play my music. I can't, bro. Not on YouTube. So bummed I missed most of the stream this morning. Hope it's been a good one. It's been a great stream. We just were going over Candace Owen's stream, and then we got donations, so it threw me off a little bit. But I appreciate everybody who did donate. Again, Captain Laika, thank you so much for the 2 5-pound donation. See, I said it right this time. Thank you so much, and thank you to Mima. God bless you guys, man. We just need 7 more donations, $5 and above, and we will reach our goal. But do I have issues with my sciatic nerve? So basically, what's going on? My lower back, my discs are like bulged, but then they're like small. Like they're spinal stenosis is like your spine is smaller and it's like more compact. It's hard to explain, but I have like the regular spinal column or whatever that's like behind your plates or your discs is like this big for a human, and mine's like this, so it's all tight. Um, but the more I work my core and the better I eat, it helps. Like when I do my diet and I do my stretches and stuff like that, it helps more than it doesn't. But I'm just used to the pain, at this point. But look up the how to stretch it. Yeah, I definitely be looking into a lot of different stretches and stuff like that so I can get my back right. I mean, I think if I go to the gym though, and as long as I make progress and I'm continuing to get healthier and better, and I'm in a little pain the next day, I'll be all right. Aggressive e-bagger. I guess you can call me an e-bagger. Guys, I'm e-begging. Please send me money. I'm broke. My dad raised 3 girls alone, and that's the greatest story he ever told. You'll be the man that you are destined to be, just being a daddy. I got happy tears. Thank you so much, Mima, for the kind words. That really means a lot to me because, that is all that matters. Me raising my daughters is all that matters to me. Like, that's my legacy. Like, if I were to be gone a few years from now, which ain't gonna happen, I'm gonna live a long time. But the thing is like, your your legacy is what you leave behind, not the money or the materialistic stuff, but the family, like the kids, like your kids that tell stories about me after I'm gone, saying he was just the best. He was like a hero. He always protected us. He always made sure we had what I had, or had what we had. That's the best legacy I could ever picture leaving behind. So, money and all that's good, and I'm working towards generational wealth and that kind of legacy. But the main thing is raising your children right. So thank you so much, Mima. You're correct. You're correct, 100%. And your dad's strong as hell. Tell him I said salute. That's a good message because I can trust the Christian Republicans teaching of Christ are good, except for I'm a loser. Okay. I don't mind being a loser. My dad would never do what you're doing. Okay. Well, that's cool. Angela, I know how this will sound. However, I'm genuinely afraid if we go to war, what will happen? Like, is it the end? Are we going to become slaves? I don't know. I wouldn't say it's the end because the United States is the world's superpower. We have to worry about going to war inside of the U.S. more importantly, like within ourselves. We have to worry about us infighting, like civil war type stuff, the stuff that they're trying to cause. That's when stuff gets really bad. Um, so yeah, I mean it is what it is, but just stay vigilant, stay educated, stay searching for the truth, and always educate the people around you. So the government and all these people that are trying to cause this stuff, they think we're stupid, like, but we're not, and we have to show them that. And they're starting to realize that. That's why you're going to start seeing a lot more false flags, a lot more of this and that. But we have to keep our mind on the ball. I'm not taking my kids to Israel. I don't care if I'm Jewish. Cheryl, yeah, people come in here. They like to talk behind the keyboard, but they're just talking behind the keyboard. They'd never say it to me in real life. I don't take it seriously. It's fine. Um, that was a great question. Yes, it was, Mima. Samantha, you're so not a loser. Don't listen to these people, these rude comments. Keep doing what you're doing, hun. Thank you so much, Samantha. That's why I got you guys as mods. That's why I got you people in here that show love and always support me. That's why I say you guys motivate me, man, because we're family in here. See how it is? See, you got those comments in here that are rude, but the love of the family outweighs everything else. It outweighs the hate. So you can try and hate. I don't care, but the family love outweighs that. All right, let's finish this so I can go over the podcast. Sorry, we kind of took like a right turn and like or a left turn and got off subject, but
Erica Kirk will issue a statement. I think in this new capacity.
oh, okay. So this is where she calls out Erica. I was wondering where that is. Let's rewind a little bit here.
Warring with each other left and right. The White Walkers were building an army, and they're here. So that's the sense of dread that I have about what's happened in this country. And they are Bolsheviks, and they believe murder is their right. They hate Christians. They believe in infiltration, and we should fast. We should pray. We should hope that Charlie's vision was correct. He knew he was going to die, but also that he felt, as he intimated to me, that he had to take that option so that people would wake up. And I do think that it catalyzed an awakening here. And these are risks that I also feel missionally. I have to take these risks to say and to tell people at risk of my own life because there won't be a tomorrow for our children. I sense that dread and I hate to communicate that to you.
God bless you, Brian. I appreciate the kind words. My daughters always come first, but I can't take care of my daughters unless I take care of myself, like you said. And like I said, man, I'm just trying to be the superhero that my kids need, and I'm trying to be a man. I'm trying to build a legacy, bro. Like that's just all it is. People can say what they want, but the people on here who really know me, the people that are new here that really feel the vibe for me, everybody knows, man. Everybody knows that I keep it real on this plate, and this is a real channel. So
always try to be optimistic, but this is bad. I feel it. And I think you all feel it too. So, yeah, there's a lot that is a lot to digest. And we're not done, of course. I am hopeful that Erica Kirk will issue a statement. I think in this new capacity, CEO and chairman, that we deserve an answer about that check.
I get what you're saying, Captain. Like Laika, I get what you're saying, right? Everybody brings up her past, but what about Tucker Carlson? I don't know if you like him, but I mean, he had a past. I mean, everybody has a past of being like a liberal. Like I used to think liberally, like Ian Carroll or all these other people. It's about how you wake up and what you do to correct your past, right? That's how I feel. I feel if you're waking up and you're doing your best to spread the truth and wake people up as well, and you're trying to rectify what you did in the past and you're trying to make yourself a better person, I respect that. It's better than just staying a terrible person, you know? 100%. 100%, Brian. I mean, I just took my freaking bovine colostrum, but I about to take my other vitamins, about to hit the gym. And there's definitely going to be gym vlogs coming soon. Stuff like that, man. We're just gonna run it up together, man. And I love you guys for being here. We're uh we're all a family, man. Like that's all I always say it. That's why we can always come in here and have discourse and learn from each other, no matter what part of the world we're from or what we believe in. There's nothing wrong with being liberal. Like I have liberal. Like I'm not conservative or liberal. I think conservatively in some areas, and I think liberally in some areas. You know what I'm saying? Like and sometimes it can be fast, Captain, like Captain Laika. Sometimes you do swing, like look at Ian Carroll. He went from being a liberal a couple years ago to now he's like a hardcore, like one of the biggest streamers out there for what we're going with. And there's nothing wrong with being a liberal, but it's about when you're radicalized on that side. There's just something evil about it to me. But like I said, I mean, I have conservative thinking tendencies and I have liberal thinking tendencies, but I think within truth and in the middle. You know what I mean? That's just how I am. Because at this point, I don't believe in any right wing or left. It's all part of the same bird. We need to start making. We need to come up with a party that's called America First or the Truth Party or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, I'm
That
rambling, but I want to go over this so I don't go too off whatever, and then we can go over some comments.
to take these risks.
By the way, we do only have 22 minutes left on the super chat goal. We got 3 super chats. Thank you, Captain Laika, for the 2 $5 pound donations. Thank you so much. And thank you to Mima for the $5 donation as well. I appreciate you guys so much. God bless you. Thank you for supporting the channel and helping me continue to be able to chase my dreams. And we just need 7 more, guys. 22 minutes, 7 more donos.
To say
I
and to
should have set it at 5 and not 10 so I could see what it looks like when we achieve it.
tell people at risk of my own life because there won't be a tomorrow for our children. I sense that dread and I hate to communicate that to you. I always try to be optimistic, but this is bad. I feel it. And I think you all feel it too. So, yeah, there's a lot that is a lot to digest. And we're not done, of course. I am hopeful that Erica Kirk will issue a statement. I think in this new capacity, CEO and chairman, that we deserve an answer about that check, that phone call. We deserve a clear answer on that and no dancing around it. Because like I said, my sources were pretty solid on that. And I am just kind of trying to digest the devastation of it all, really, to be honest with you.
Thank you so much, Samantha, and I hope you do too as well. Don't work too hard, and stay safe and stay blessed.
What
Thank
the
you for being here.
implications are. Anyways, we have new merch that's on our website as well. You can also now gift someone with a membership to Club
So
Candace,
where
join
was she
our book
talking about
club. By
Erica
the way, we're
Kirk
about
at?
to, meanwhile, uncovering things in our government that are directly with what's going on today, kind of a war that happened and nobody really knows what was going on in Europe. This book is really important. So yeah, you can now gift a membership if you'd like to. We are kind of running out of time here, but I'm going to read the top comment from yesterday's episode. It says, it's crazy to me that Candace is doing her own research on her own assassination plot. Meanwhile, uncovering things in our government that are hidden in plain sight. We need to wake up, America, not just America, world. The world needs to wake up. And I think the mistake, which there are many mistakes the devil makes, but in overplaying his hand, was publicly executing Charlie, because it stirred something inside of all of us who still have goodness, inside of all of us who will say no to money, inside those of us who would rather be sued than to acquiesce to evil. I think it made us realize that we have to be soldiers for God. If they are going to be soldiers for darkness, then we have to be soldiers for light. Let me see if I can read a couple of these comments before we go off here. Wow, that's a huge donation that was made by Laughing Cats Music World. Thank you. I'm going to need it because I think the federal government is trying to bankrupt me 1,000 different ways. Legal fare is one of the strategies. Legal fare. They just keep you constantly being sued at all times. And I feel like that's happened since I escaped the Matrix. This person writes, supporting my favorite girl, my mouth was wide when you dropped the name DuPont. I cried tonight. I love you and I love Charlie from the get-go. A big part of my everyday was ripped from me when they killed Charlie. You are true blue. When the turn is out and impossible to deny, you can say, as the French say, c'est la vie. May they all go down. Yeah. May everyone involved in this thing go down. I think that's fair. Maybe Turning Point will have some very clear answers. They haven't given us any thus far. Just more attacks on Candace, more people purporting to be Christians attacking Candace.
Did I skip past the Erica thing? I heard her fucking talking about it. Now I can't find it.
Using biblical scripture. I have no time for this anymore. I really don't. We are here now, and the world can see what's happening. You can call me crazy. You can call me evil. You can call me demonic. You can call me whatever you need to call me that keeps you warm at night. Because let me tell you, it isn't going to be nearly as warm as you are going to be when you burn in hell for an eternity. Okay? It's going to be like nothing you could possibly imagine. This life is short. Charlie's was shorter, a short end, but this life is short relative to eternity, and that is real. And I commit myself to truth, and I just decided that I'm going to stay on the side of truth, and I am going to keep enduring these attacks and stand with the people.
Have a good day, Reginald.
7 Sheets writes, it feels like you're the only close friend really mourning him. I've been there. I'm so sorry for your loss. Please stay strong. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yako writes, many blessings,
Thank you so much to Norma Joe. Let's get your name written down on the wall. For you and your daughters from a leftist Muslim in New York. There's nothing wrong with being Muslim, and there's nothing wrong with being a leftist. It's just about how far you take it when it comes to being, I don't know. I guess I don't know how to explain it, because there's people like that on the right too. That's why I say I just don't want to associate with any of it. Like I just want the truth. I want love. I want unity. I want prosperity. I want patriotism to come back to America. And I just want people to love each other. That's it. I just don't understand why it's so hard in this day and age. Like 10 years ago, it did not feel like this, at least. But thank you so much. Let's get your name written down. Norma Joe. God bless you, brother. Thank you so much. Norma Joe, 999. Norma Joe. Gotta remember how to spell it. Thank you so much, Norma Joe. I appreciate you, brother. Trying to see what you said. I don't take anything too far. I watch Candace. I grew up in the South. I love America. And I'm a lady. So sister. Anyway, not making this about me. Just supporting some folks. Thank you so much, Norma Joe. Sorry, it just sounds like a boy name, I guess, or a boy username. But sorry, ma'am. But no, thank you for the $10. And I completely appreciate it. And like I said, me and you would have more in common than not, you know? And I just feel like all this rhetoric is just used to separate us. And at the end of the day, when people come on this channel and we talk and we conversate, each of the donors or this new subscribers, we find out we have more in common than not. We end up getting along, but that's because we're so just fed these words to hate each other, and we really have more in common than we don't. Um, so thank you so much for the blessing. I'm glad that you thought that I deserved it. And I really do appreciate it. So thank you so much, and God bless you. And I hope to see you on this channel from here on out. Again, everybody that is new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be in every single live stream, and double tap the screen, show some love and support. 6 more donations. We have 15 minutes on the donation goal. 6 more donations, $1 or $5 and above. To reach our goal. So thank you guys so much, and I just feel so grateful. Thank you. Yeah. 7 grams. Facts, King. Appreciate you, King. God bless you. We need to stand together, unite. We are stronger in numbers. 100%. I always say this, and I say it almost every stream. Country that is divided is the easiest country to conquer, and you got to wonder who is wanting to divide us and why. And like you said, we're stronger in numbers. You really think that if we all woke up, they can take us out? Nah. And I really think that when it comes down to it, our military would even revolt with us. Like we're all waking up. I feel like it's this common, like there's this like energy field of awakening that we're all on, that we can all feel. I like how you're banning the bots from the chat earlier was just timing out people who weren't slopping up your shit content. Okay. I do ban bots because bots can get me banned, but okay. Appreciate the comment, bro. Let's see if I can't find that Erica Kirk statement though.
And is from Anton Daniels and the Bag Chasers. Keep fighting the good fight. Snowy writes, integrity, courage, intelligence, articulate, as beautiful inside and as outside. Candace Owens from the eyes of a 79-year-old.
I know I heard the fucking Erica Kirk sentence. I want to find it before I get off here.
CEO and chairman, that we deserve an answer, and to tell people at risk of my own life, because there won't be a tomorrow for our children. I sense that dread, and I hate to communicate that to you. I always try to be optimistic, but this is bad. I feel it, and I think you all feel it too. So yeah, there's a lot. That is a lot to...
All right, we'll just do this because this is fucking easier to do. And by the way, if you don't like what I do on my channel, you can just get off it. No one's asking you to be here. You're the keyboard warrior, good guy, Flexo. Fucking... I mean, it's people like you who come on here and want to be a keyboard warrior that think you're cool and affect my mind when you really don't. You honestly, you make me feel bad for you. Like, really feel bad for you. All right, this is what I just wanted to watch. We're just gonna... Since I couldn't find the exact freaking timestamp, I guess, right?
That Erica Kirk will issue a statement, I think, in this new capacity, CEO and chairman, that we deserve an answer about that check, that phone call. We deserve a clear answer on that, and no dancing around it. Because
yeah, I mean, straight up, guys, if that check is from that Pierre Dupont guy, and there was people that didn't tell him, like, there's a lot of answers that need to be answered from Erica, and I'm glad she finally called out Erica. I feel like Erica should have been called out a while ago, but she moves on her own time, and I just am happy that she's finally getting called out, because it's going to be interesting to see how this week goes now that someone called her out. Shout out Italy. God bless you. And yeah, show some love and support to you guys. Let's get to the next video here. Holy, my dog's really growling.
soldiers having to remove a sign declaring a Mexican beach Department of Defense property.
So, as America's battle against cartels heats
By the way, shout out to Cash Jordan for the video. I figured this title was interesting, so I wanted to
up, it looks like the U.S. military is up to something in Mexico. And while the Mexican government has condemned the idea of U.S. troops or even contractors crossing...
Well, I just said that she should have called out Erica for certain other things, but I agree. Like, now that this is information coming out about certain checks and certain corrupt people, like, yeah, it's just really gonna be interesting how the next week goes for sure.
The border for any reason. Many law-abiding Mexicans protesting cartel-linked government corruption.
And the Venezuela situation is crazy too. We're gonna get on to that. I just wanted to see what this video was about. It seemed like it was interesting. The title is what got me. U.S. Marines land in Mexico.
See this whole situation very differently. And when you add these protests to potential U.S. military action, it makes it look like this cartel sanctuary is about to collapse.
Tonight, with America's largest aircraft carrier now in the Caribbean, and after another U.S. strike, President Trump signaling he's willing to expand his war on cartels into Mexico and Colombia, too.
Would I launch strikes in Mexico? We know their address. We know their front door. I would be proud to do it, personally. I didn't say I'm doing it, but I would be proud to do it.
Americans already know cartels run Mexico like parallel states, and strikes aren't the first step. We know that the U.S. can and are now fighting cartel finance.
I'm a U.S. Navy vet in the military. Follow strict U.S. or set of orders covered in the UCMJ Uniform Code of Military Justice. It is one of the reasons why I have the greatest fighting force in the world. God bless you, and thank you for your service, Sandra. For real, thank you for truly being a patriot and being in the Navy. Very hard branch of Army to join. And I appreciate your service just as everybody else in this chat does. Thank you so much for being a patriot and sharing your experience. Okay, so if you guys don't know,
Biden and Trump are now tied.
The situation in Venezuela is heating up. Okay? So it's either we go in, take over for our whatever own reasons, or China gets in and continues to do the work they're doing there and eventually rents out ports and could potentially have a military base there. So things are tensing up. I wouldn't be surprised if within the next week or 2 weeks we actually start our movements onto Venezuela. Things are also heating up with Taiwan. So a lot of stuff to be paying attention to and reading about. So, yeah. Thank you, Angel. I'm proud to... Oh, I accidentally zoomed in. Shouldn't have done that. God bless you, Sandra.
Both held 9 cabinet meetings, but Trump's going to beat his record because he has 3 more years. We're not even sure about Biden's number because one meeting was hosted by Jill. And
yeah, and apparently, like, with the whole Biden admin or like auto pen, something like that, like apparently Michelle Obama was using it, like all this other stuff. Like, I don't know. I gotta do more research on it, but I will be dropping a video on the Biden auto pen at some point. It's freaking, like, how is that even like legal? Like, what?
Your update on Jill Biden later in the show, so stay with us.
You always find something new, like, is he in good health? Biden was great, but is Trump in good health? I sit here, I do 4 news conferences a day. I ask questions from very intelligent lunatics, you people. The guy didn't do a news conference for 8 months. If I go one day, I had one day where I didn't do a news conference, there's something wrong with the president. You people are crazy.
Biden called a lid by 1 every day. Trump's working 12-hour shifts. The Oval Office logs show that he clocked in 50-hour work weeks last month. It's more than Greg. And he still had time to post 160 times last night. How does he sleep? The sweet sounds of pile drivers are driving Melania crazy.
All right, guys.
The trucks and cranes.
So we do have 7 minutes on the super chat goal. 6 more super chats of $5 and above. If we can reach it, that's fine. I should have set it to 5. I am an idiot. I wonder if I can change it. No, I can't. Darn it. I should have set it to 5 because I've never reached the goal. Like, we've gotten close, but we've never done it. I want to see what happens. I should have set it to 5, damn it. Yeah, I know what we're diving into, bro, with Venezuela. It's eventually it's either the U.S. takes over or China does. Do you want to have a China military base on our part of the world? Like, you just sound so dumb in the chat, bro.
Excavators in the background.
You know what? I've been trying to let you have your freedom of speech down there, but you are just talking so much. I'm getting tired of it, dude. Like, just go on and be a keyboard warrior loser somewhere else, okay? Do something with your life, please. Instead of coming here and trying to harass us.
And you hear them, and every time I hear them, I love the sound. To me, I love the sound. I wouldn't say my wife is thrilled. She hears pile drivers in the background all day, all night. They go till 12 o'clock in the evening, day, night, pile drivers. Darling, could you turn off the pile drivers? Sorry, darling, that's progress.
It's not just the White House that's getting a makeover. The whole world looks different.
It's also an honor to be involved in and be a witness to what I believe is the most transformational year in American foreign policy since the end of the Second World War, at least. And it's transformational because for the first time in a long time, we have a president who basically puts America at the forefront of every decision we make in our relations with the world.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you, though, Trump? Like, I get there's got to be compromise, but you just took so much money from Miriam Adelson, all these other people. Like, dude, I just completely think Trump sold us out, dude. Sold us out.
Chief negotiator paid Moscow a visit today. Steve Witkoff was meeting with the Russians, hoping to iron out this peace deal before the new year. The Ukrainians have already given the green light, and the press, they're at the edge of their seats.
Here we go. This guy's a beauty. Go ahead.
Secretary Rubio mentioned your meetings ongoing in Russia today. Do you have any update from Mr. Witkoff and Mr. Kushner?
No, because I've been spending too much time with you. I mean, we're spending a lot of time in here.
Witkoff and Kushner met with Putin today and asked him, deal or no deal? Trump wants another record.
I think either sides are losing. Like, I just think that we're waking up to the point where it's like both wings are a part of the same bird, and we're not gonna, like, unless you're this way or this way, we're not gonna support you. And if you're a true patriot, you know how to look for it. But it's just like both of them are really not looking good right now. What, Gavin Newsom's the best thing that the Democrats have? Like, yeah, okay. Like, I don't know anyone that would vote for Gavin Newsom. Like, that would be the political suicide.
We ended 8 wars, think of that. 8 wars, but we're going to do one more, I think. I hope. Now they're saying, if he ever ends the war with
4 minutes left on the super chat goal, y'all.
Russia and Ukraine, he's going to get the Nobel Prize. What about the other 8 wars? I should get the Nobel Prize for every war, but I don't want to be greedy.
Trump just wants to get into heaven. But before that, he wants to make sure our house is in order, and that includes cleaning up the backyard. Biden left it a mess. The cartels are squatting on the porch.
He allowed them into our country, totally unvetted, totally unchecked. But he also allowed drugs to come in at record numbers, and hundreds of thousands of people a year died. And we're taking those son of a bitches out.
I do love the way he's savage like that, though, at points.
Secretary of War is hearing his orders loud and clear. The mission's on.
We've only just begun striking narco boats and putting narco terrorists at the bottom of the ocean because they've been poisoning the American people. And Joe Biden tried to approach it with kid gloves and allowed them to come across the border. Hundreds of thousands of Americans poisoned. And President Trump said, no, we're taking the gloves off.
11 U.S. warships in the Caribbean and 15,000 troops are waiting for the call. Maduro in Venezuela knows exactly what's coming because Trump's telling him.
I can say this. I want those boats taken out. And if we have to, we'll attack on land also, just like we attack on sea. And there's very little coming in by sea. I think we've knocked out over 90% of it.
Trump told him, leave or else. And with all the coke boats being smoked, the president's getting closer to making the call. Maduro has 3 options. Leave with your life, stay and risk it, or go underground and run a shadow government from the rainforest. Reports say the socialist dictator is preparing his forces for guerrilla warfare. Or Maduro's men might mutiny. Their military's small and inexperienced, and Russia's...
Dude, I'm sorry, but those videos I seen of his military, like, practicing and getting ready and stuff, like, yeah. Like, dude, you guys are gonna get smoked. I'm sorry to say that, and, like, I don't want violence. I hate this, but, dude.
Closed up their war chest. Chuck Schumer, though, he thinks he's tough, and he wants to play, too.
Let me be clear. If Trump were to order an attack on land, that would be an act of war, and Congress would invoke the War Powers Act.
Congress hasn't formally declared war since World War II. And I'm not sure we want Schumer involved. He can't even keep the government open. Trump's fighting terrorism, narco-terrorism. He's not starting a war. The war on drugs has been going on since the 80s. He's just the first president not to surrender. And it's not just Venezuela. The whole...
He's the first president to shut down the border and stop, like... We all know that the government was letting it in because... Yeah, we all know what's going on. That drug money's good.
Hemisphere is on high alert.
You just mentioned potential land strikes. Can you elaborate anything on that?
Yeah, I'll elaborate. If they come in through a certain country or any country, I hear Colombia, the country of Colombia, is making cocaine. They have cocaine.
Like, China wants to build like a port through Venezuela so they can bring ships through to potentially make a military base in the future.
Manufacturing plants, okay? And then they sell us the cocaine. We appreciate that very
And
much.
they're already having infrastructure deals within Venezuela. So it's either we take it over or someone else is gonna. And who would you rather have? Would you rather have an enemy closer to America or America over there? Like,
But yeah, anybody that's doing that and selling it into our country is subject to attack.
The president just announced an entirely new doctrine. Any country that manufactures narcotics and sells it into our country is subject to attack. He's not just talking about vessels. Missile strikes inside Colombia, for instance, or Venezuela.
that's
Mexico
crazy.
definitely heard this. Getting filthy rich, hooking our people on poison, is now officially a terrorist act. And the cartels will be dealt with like Al-Qaeda. And governments that harbor them.
I mean, when you look at the streets of Portland and the streets of like Kensington, Philadelphia, and stuff like that, zombie roads and stuff like that. Yeah, I think I agree. Like it should be at least some crime, right? Some sort of accountability to the people that are bringing it in.
Will be dealt with. This is a major
Maybe not a missile strike, but you know.
escalation. Millions of Americans have been murdered by drug gangs in cities like Chicago, Philly. Overdose deaths have ravaged communities. Addictions torn families apart. It's made poor, young, desperate women do unspeakable things. Cartels have injected decades of death into our nation. And now we're finally, for once, killing them. Democrats now are accusing us, though, of murder.
What do we call it when there isn't a war?
I guess the common word would be murder. For Pete's sake, you've got people whose boat has been blown up. To make a Hollywood reference, when the bad guys are machine gunning the survivors in the water, it's not Americans in the movies. It's the bad guys.
How does not so young Sheldon think airstrikes work? We're only
Bro, he has my name? That's crazy.
allowed to use one missile. And if the boat doesn't sink, the coke's still floating around and not every terrorist is killed, what are we supposed to do? We're not allowed to launch another missile? Everything has to be a one-punch knockout, no combos? We have to chopper in and rescue all the terrorists and bring them to a hospital?
If the target is a boat and people, the mission is to destroy the boat and kill the people. In about 25% of these kind of attacks, we do reattack. Either if the facility was the objective, to destroy the rest of the facility. If the people is the objective, to kill the rest of the people. That's just the reality of what we're dealing with. And people got to get their head around this.
When we hit a tank, what are we supposed to do? Wait for bad guys to jump out and then let them run away so they can get into another tank? If the coke boat hasn't sank after the first strike, do we wait
I don't get how it didn't sink. Like, this little thing got hit by a missile and it's not like completely eliminated? That's crazy.
the narco terrorists to call for backup and load the cocaine onto another boat and get away? Or do we just knock the boat down to the bottom of the ocean like we just did? These traffickers are on deliver or die missions. They're not leaving hundreds of kilos floating in the Caribbean. These guys' lives mean nothing. It's the kilos that count. If these narco terrorists swim back to shore...
Yeah, he's speaking in the cartel sense, like the kilo, like if these guys mess up the shipment, they're going to get killed. That's what he's saying.
And tell their boss, El Jefe, we didn't deliver the product and we don't have the money. The Americans, kaboom. What do you think El Jefe is going to do? You think they're going to believe that story? You think they're going to like that story? They're going to torture them until they tell them where the cocaine is or where the money.
I don't know. I mean, it's pretty evident that there's I mean, you don't like it wouldn't. You think it wouldn't be evident that there's fucking airstrikes going on these boats, and if one of them came back and said, "Sir, we got airstruck by the U.S. and and it's been happening for a little while," you think that they're not going to believe them?
What? And when they don't get an answer, they're going to get a bullet in their head, and then they're going to get buried in the jungle. In a way, we actually did these guys a favor. The media
100%, Sandra.
Doesn't even believe these bad hombres are running drugs on the high seas. They think it's a bunch of bachelors on a fishing trip.
Here's the thing. There's no way they know who was on these boats. They could just be fishermen. President El Chapo said, blow them up.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't even...
Yeah, they don't know who's on the boats, guys. They don't have complete intel or anything. Like, yeah, okay. Mr. Updates, thank you for the subscription. God bless. God, Jimmy Kimmel, why didn't they keep him off the air? That's my question.
Eat fish that don't start with filet-o.
First, it was the Maryland
Who
Dad.
watches this?
Now they have a new name for drug smugglers.
The U.S. military ordered a second strike on defenseless shipwreck survivors.
Oh, so they're like Jack and Rose from the Titanic. Yeah. I'll never let go, Juan. Sometimes you have to take a life to save a life. And those two strikes blew up more cocaine than Charlie Sheen could do in a year. But the alleged nipple Nazis calling these guys survivors, like they just got voted off the island.
If it's true that we dropped a second bomb in order to kill survivors, that is absolutely a war crime. There needs to be an investigation, and we need to make sure that the people conducting illegal activity are held accountable.
When ISIS runs away from a drone strike, do we call them survivors? They tried to impeach Trump over the perfect phone call, and now they want him and Hegseth impeached over the perfect boat strike.
Yeah, I feel like Jimmy Kimmel is their useful idiot. That's how I feel. Jimmy Kimmel, like the only reason why they brought him back on air is because he's their useful idiot. 100%.
DOW says it was all by the book.
I watched that first strike live. As you can imagine, at the Department of War, we got a lot of things to do. So I didn't stick around for the hour and 2 hours, whatever, where all the sensitive site exploitation digitally occurs. So I moved on to my next meeting. A couple of hours later, I learned that commander had made which he had the complete authority to do.
You know who agrees? That would be the New York Times. Yeah, the New York Times. Hegseth ordered a lethal attack, but not the killing of survivors, officials say. The Times then, in an unprecedented act of journalism, called out the Washington Post for reporting what happened without context. You know you've lost the plot when the Times steps in and fact checks the fake news.
I did not personally see survivors, but I stand, because the thing was on fire. It was exploded and fire, smoke, you can't see anything, you got digital. This is called the fog of war. This is what you in the press don't understand. You sit in your air-conditioned offices or up on Capitol Hill and you nitpick and you plant fake stories in the Washington Post about kill everybody, phrases on anonymous sources not based in anything, not based in any truth at all.
If we're going to investigate the Pentagon for killing terrorists, then Barack Hussein Obama needs to be investigated too. Bombs Away Barry was so trigger happy that he not only killed terrorists, he killed survivors and hundreds of innocent civilians. Obama launched a drone strike at a wedding. Not a single soldier stood up and said, I refuse to comply with this illegal order. This is a wedding, darn it. There are women and children here. What do you think would happen if the Trump administration called in an airstrike at a Venezuelan wedding? It'd be over. Democrats would storm the Capitol, and in their case, they'd say it was okay. Meanwhile, cartels have killed more Americans than al-Qaeda ever did. Biden bombed a family in Afghanistan, 10 innocent people. And they just said, we messed up. The Secretary of War is not afraid of any incoming. He's taking it in stride. He posted this. For your Christmas wish list, Franklin targets narco-terrorists. Now seditious Six Kelly's crashing out.
He runs around on a stage like he's a 12-year-old playing Army. And it is ridiculous. It is embarrassing. And I can't imagine what our allies think. And last night, he's putting out...
I think our allies think that we're starting to take shit seriously, right? Like, stop killing our people through drug influx. I mean, yeah, we're going for the oil, but, I mean, two things can be true at once, right?
On the internet, turtles with rocket-propelled grenades kill... I mean, have you seen this?
Even after the story's been debunked, Democrats are now blackmailing soldiers, threatening to put them in prison if they keep following orders. Listen.
The statute of limitations for any crimes...
Oh, God, I cannot. I hate Hakeem Jeffries. I hate Hakeem I cannot listen to this gentleman speak, dude.
Being committed now 5 years. It will extend well beyond the end of the Trump administration.
Hakeem just said anyone in the federal government carrying out the president's agenda could be facing charges, whether it's in the military, Homeland Security, ICE. They're saying next time a Democrat wins the White House, they're going to try to put you in prison. Now, what's so sensitive about the cartels in Latin America that certain people are trying to protect?
Yeah, who are we putting in? Not we, but who is Trump's administration putting in prison? Like, God, the Democrat, it's just so tyrannic. Oh, once we get in power, all you guys who didn't do what we say, well, you're going in prison. And you guys want to say that the right is the fascist section? Like, holy crap!
Same thing happened in Ukraine. Remember when Trump zeroed in on Biden family corruption there? A CIA agent leaked a phone call to Schiff, and they impeached the president. Now Trump's zeroing in on Latin America, and CIA Slotkin is threatening soldiers, and someone in the deep state's leaking to the Post, trying to get Hegseth impeached. What kind of corruption and money are we looking at down here in Latin America that some people in our government don't want looked at? We know the CIA and USAID, they've been playing games down there for decades in the dark. Now, the minute Trump takes an interest in our own backyard, not in Europe, not in the Middle East, suddenly powerful forces are trying to set him up. Very fishy. When did killing terrorists become a scandal? Democrats can let them come into our country and kill us, but we can't kill them. They're defending drug smugglers over American families. What about our rights and our lives?
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News Patriot today.
That's 100% right, man. I don't agree with 100% of how he said it, but he's almost on the ball. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody for being here. God bless you guys. Thank you to all the donors. I'm going to do a little monologue before we get out here. We do have a goal of one super chat, $20. See what it's like to reach a goal. Thank you to Norma Joe, ma'am, for the $10 dono. Thank you to Captain Laika for the 2 5-pound donos. And thank you to Just Mima for the $5 dono as well. God bless you guys, and thank you for supporting the channel. And I hope everybody is having a fantastic day. By the way, so with the Candace Owen situation, it's going to be very interesting to see what goes on this week, especially with how she called everything out with the Pierre Lafonte person. The whole check that is coming in that she wants answers about. It's going to be very interesting to see how Erica responds. Because this whole time, Erica has kind of just been in a bubble. She's been able to get away with doing her interviews how she wants and addressing people how she wants. Now she has Candace Owens on her saying, you need to explain this as the CEO now of Turning Point, what this is. Figure it out and explain it to us. Why is Pierre DuPont involved? Or how is he involved? Whatever. It's going to be very interesting to see how it goes this week. And I'm interested to see how Erica responds, man. Because it's going to be very interesting. Now there's starting to be some pressure put on there. The French involvement, crazy. It's at this point, nothing surprises me. Like, there's so much crazy shit going on to where it's like, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? Whatever. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, we need to stay educated, stay searching for the truth, and stay questioning things. And I'm very proud of Candace for actually sitting there and saying, Erica, you need to, like, explain this or get down to the bottom of it, right? 100%. It is what it is. With the whole Trump and Venezuela situation, I 100% agree with combating narco-terrorism. Is there ulterior motives to why he's going into Venezuela? Of course. But every single country has those motives. Do you want the enemy to get all of it, or do you want us to do it? Because regardless of what you guys think, yeah, we live in a modern society of the way we live now, where we're kind of indoctrinated to think that the world is still about conquering. Every country wants to conquer the world, whether it's China, Russia, or whatever. Do you want it to be America and us who get it, or do you want it to be the enemy? Which one? That's how I feel. Not going to sit here and explain it anymore because I'm going to be going to the gym. I have to pick my daughters up from school in a little bit. But one thing I do have to say is this. Everybody stay prayed up, man. Stay taking care of yourselves and stay vigilant. Okay? I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Thank you, Mima, 100% for the dono. And thank you, Sandra, for your donations. Stay safe to you as well. God bless you. And yeah, man, we got 2 minutes and 55 seconds left on the $20 dono. I just put a one dono goal of $20 up because I wanted to see what it's like to hit the goal. So we'll wait for that to end, and then we will get out of here. I'm going to be going to the gym soon. I'm going to get off, and then I'm going to make some videos here and then get to the gym. So welcome in, John. But yeah, man, I truly think that it's good that there's pressure being put on Candace. Or not Candace, on Erica. I think there needs to be a lot of pressure put down. If it's as bad as she says it is, and as she's leading it to be, there needs to be an investigation. But the thing is who's to say that the president or everybody else isn't involved? You know, it's just, this is alleged, you know. It's just my thoughts, my imagination, but it's just very dark, like she said. And the more we figure out, the more we realize everything is more intertwined than we thought it was. So Thank you again, Just Mima, for the $5 donation. God bless you, and I hope you have a fantastic day too. I hope you're having a good holiday season. The snow is actually getting on the ground pretty good here where I live now, so it's kind of, nice being able to see the snow, being able to see, I'm always grateful for being able to see either if it's sunny, cloudy, rainy, snowy, whatever. It's always a blessed day to be alive and see the beautiful world outside and be able to, you know, being able to live this glorious life, and I'm very grateful. But yeah, man, I hope you guys have a good day. Have a good rest of your day. I'm gonna be going to the gym and getting it in, man. I want to get in that sauna. I love the sauna, man. The sauna is my favorite thing when I go. Like, you get a good workout in, you're shaking because you're so sore, and you go to the gym or you go to the sauna and you're sitting there for about an hour. Oh, feels great. But yeah, man. Oh, I can't imagine how Candace's stream is gonna be today. It's gonna be wild. Um, I wonder if she's gonna go into Erica more. I wonder if she's gonna start, like, I wonder if she's ever gonna bring up the Romania thing or the geofencing thing. Like, I thought Candace would have for sure been like, yo, why is it your family's on a Israeli geofencing firm who geofenced Charlie Kirk's memorial with the 250,000 people there? You guys were geofencing TPUSA events and getting people's information unknowingly. Like, it's just kind of crazy to me. Alleged, right? Should I say alleged even though it's facts? I don't know. It's alleged. It's not facts. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad she's at least starting with asking questions about the whole Pierre DuPont thing. That's very, very interesting. And today's going to be interesting to see what she has to say. So God bless you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for always supporting me and becoming a part of the family, man. We're just growing more and more every day. You guys are the reason why I'm continuing to be motivated to be able to come on here and speak my mind, let alone just chill with the family, man. The family I'm creating on here is just one of one, man. I'm very grateful and blessed to have you guys on here. So thank you so much, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Take care of yourselves. Watch out for any videos I have that I'm putting out. Hit the notification bell, so if I premiere a new video or I do something like that, you guys can go watch it, like it, share it, and try and get us in the algorithm more when it comes to regular content.